When you see that notification, we about to go live. Hit this track and do you dance like you Karen Lacey. Run it back the time, Matthew to the house, baby. It's Tingle and Co. Come keep with the show. It's a new
Yeah.
Let's get it, let's
3,
go. It's Tingle
2. All right, no, you were live.
All right. Hope everybody can hear me well. Flip this camera back to me.
No.
Good morning and welcome in.
I don't know.
On this,
I don't know which view's better. No, Tingle.
Oh, really? That's sweet of you, LC.
Oh, there you go.
I can tell you which view's better.
What's that,
Yeah,
Chrissy?
turn it around, Noah. Turn the camera around.
Oh, turn
Yeah,
the camera
I'll
around.
go ahead.
I didn't know what you were asking.
Is that better? Is that better for you, Chrissy?
Way better.
All right. But well, good morning and welcome in here on this. What's today? Thursday.
Yeah.
The 6th.
Thursday morning edition here of Tingle and Co. As I am not in the Southern Regional Medical Center studios, but LC and CC sure are. And Southern Regional, we appreciate them housing Tingle and Co. every single day. They take great care of us. They'll take great care of you. It's your choice where you go for your medical care. Go to SRMC, Southern Regional Medical Center, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Shreveport. 3 great locations, 3 great cities in the great state of Louisiana as they house Tingle and Co. Brought to you by, I was pointing at the right, nope, other way. FanDuel Sportsbook. There you go. You see that FanDuel logo spinning up in the top left-hand corner as it does every single morning. Go ahead and download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Head over to the FanDuel Sportsbook website and make sure you get ready for NFL football tonight. Preseason Cardinals-Panthers Hall of Fame game. I know Chrissy's fired up for it.
Sure.
As he's itching for some football. But good morning, boys. How are we doing?
Playing the quiet game. Feeling pretty good. I was underwhelmed yesterday and this morning. You know, I'm not used to the 15 minutes of fall camp. Like, I'm used to Brian Kelly giving the media full access, and there being debates after fall camp of what happened on certain plays and how many yards this person picked up. Now we're debating on whether or not
It's a catch.
if something happened in period 2 because the media weren't allowed in at that point. Like, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about 15 minutes, and yeah, a little underwhelmed. So,
LC, how are you?
Excellent, sir. I wanted to get your feel for the, I guess, the first iteration of Elaine Kiffin run practice. Was there any difference from what you felt versus our previous life, which was a whole lot of nothing?
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference. I mean, the biggest difference is obviously just the people out there, like the coaches themselves. There's a different energy from the coaches. I think everything we talked about with Kevin Smith in spring camp has rolled right over to fall football. He is, I think I posted about a minute-long clip of him coaching the running backs. And like I'm telling you, I could have sat there all day and pulled a Christian, like started, like put the pads on the helmet, like, coach me, coach, please. It was awesome to hear Coach O's voice when I walked into those gates. It took me right back to 2021 because that was the first fall camp I got to go to. Was LSU, the 2021 season, Max Johnson, Jake Peets, Durante Jones before UCLA, and like it just brought me back here and Coach O scream during the defensive drills. So that was awesome. But really, you know, I was talking to a couple of the media members as we were walking out, and they were like, what were your thoughts? I was like, I mean, it was quick. Like, we were supposed to get periods 2, 3, 4, just got 3 and 4, so about 10, 11, 12 minutes that we got to watch. And my thing was, we used to get a bunch of practice availability and not a lot of one football games. So if maybe less practice availability, if that brings more wins, I'm fine with it. You know, there's not, you know, we didn't get to see much, but you got to see, number one, the first box you want to check. Sam Leavitt's out there throwing, has a smooth release. If you saw a video that LSU football put out of him throwing, dropping the dime to Winnie Watkins, I mean, it was effortless. Now, there's no defense, there's no defensive line, there's no pass rush. But, I mean, just a flick of the wrist right into the bucket to Winnie Watkins. But it was definitely run different. The tempo is still the same. They're moving around. There's not a lot of time to kind of stand and watch. If you're a player, you're doing something. which is always good to see. And it's just, my biggest thing is just the energy. Like, you can tell the players are excited to be out there. The coaches are. Like, there were twice yesterday that, or at least once, I saw Blake Baker have to, like, get on the defense. Like, he's yelling, he's pissed off. They were supposed to run out there as a unit. They did something wrong, so he brings them back and says, go back out there. Then they do it wrong again, so he corrects them again. Like, and you're seeing the response, you're seeing the energy, and it's just good to see. It's exciting. So although we didn't get to see much, the excitement that the fan base feels, I think, is also felt in that building as well.
Yeah, LSU did put out a little bit of a hype video, so we'll see what we can do here.
No music?
Chrissy, if there's music, you're just going to have to rap YB over it. Can you do that?
Yeah, let me pull up some lyrics so I don't get in trouble.
I feel like you don't have the pass?
No, I definitely do not.
So I don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, you were right. T-shirt. Coach O cutting up a little bit of watermelon.
Yeah.
Had a little bit of hitch in his giddy up.
I mean, how could he not? How could he not be? Like, it probably felt like he was back home, you know?
We're all just watching this.
Good energy, good vibes. Really, I mean, it's just, you can feel the energy.
What songs
And some
in
of
the
my favorite
background?
things, like we talked about with Kelly all the time, was complimentary football, right? That's something that was thrown around a lot. And it's like the first year that LSU's balanced on both sides of the football is, you know, the year you get rid of the guy that's dying for complimentary football, right?
Well, my thing is, and the reason I would contend, you probably saw more football in that 11 minutes than you saw in 3 hours of practice with Brian Kelly, where it was a bunch of standing around. And I didn't really think about this because it's really we saw a uninspired O at the end whenever we were able to go to practice, and then we saw Brian Kelly, who did it his way. We're like, oh, this is what a CEO looks like, very hands-off. And then you saw that kind of deteriorate into, I got to do something. Like, people are bitching that I'm not doing enough at practice. And then I heard McAfee talk about going to Steelers practice last year with the last year of Mike Tomlin. And he's like, oh, I could tell you that they weren't going to, like, be very good because there was no juice. Like, there was nothing. Nobody wanted to talk. Nobody was talking. And it was just this very uninspired, like, it was going through the motions of somebody that maybe the message had gotten stale. And that's where I think the difference is between probably what we saw in the end of Brian Kelly, maybe the whole tenure of Brian Kelly, of like, you can come watch whatever because it doesn't matter. Versus you get 11 minutes and it's this, boom, go, get out of here. Am I correct in that assumption of, like, this thing kind of moved a little bit quicker and what you saw is what you get? And, like, you got to see Sam Leavitt. You got to see him throw. You got to see, Jace Thomas. Whatever you want to make an opinion about, there was enough there that you could surmise from practice that, okay, I got enough in 10 minutes than I probably would have gotten from 2 hours last year.
Yeah, no, I mean, I walked out from 10 minutes of fall camp and was like, I can do 2 hour shows based off of the content that I was able to take in my 10 minutes of practice. I mean, you got to see the first groups, the second groups on defense. You got to see all those things, and it's just, the energy is different. Like, and it's not just the players. I mean, look, this defensive staff was a part of that regime. Like, they were here last year. You know, Blake Baker, Corey Raymond, Jake Olson, Kevin People, like, those guys were here. And their energy's different. They're more excited. There's a juice around it right now that feels different than what I've ever been a part of. Like you said, we saw O's last year when we started this. We got to watch the Brian Kelly era, and there was a stark contrast between those two. But neither of those were ever like what we got to see yesterday and through spring. Like, there's a different energy, there's an excitement that it's just palpable, really, just in the city, in the state. Like, there's an energy and an excitement for everybody involved. And it was good to see them get it out there and work. It was good to kind of get the introductory stuff. We got to see Sam Leavitt throw. When you first got out there, you got to see him hand off, like, the zone reads, and then, like, and run a little bit. You got to see him move. You got to see him throw. And then Lane Kiffin talks about it after and says, if you didn't know he was hurt, you'd have came out here, you'd had no idea. And I second that because he looks healthy. He looks great, and he, obviously from what we could see, he wasn't put in any positions where he wouldn't, right? And that's on purpose, and that's fine, right? That's what you're supposed to give the media. I don't want a coach that's going to open up practice and let media watch 3 hours of the starting quarterback not throw and then call it a pitch count. Like that's a poorly run program. I'd rather a coach that gives you 10 minutes and lets you see what's important, because that's how you run a program. That's a successful program. We're lucky that we get the 10 minutes, right? Like if coaches had it their way, they would just practice football without cameras in the complex, So it's good to see that the program is being run like a serious program, and that's the part that has me excited. I think that's the part that has the players excited. One of the answers, I know we'll get to the clips later on after we run through some of what practice had. But man, listen to Lane Kiffin talk about what chooses us, right? It was such a refreshing answer from an LSU standpoint, because that's how we talk about LSU. That's how we talk about this program as fans, right? And now you're hearing the head coach that's making millions on millions of dollars talk about the program at the same standard, a standard that had completely fallen off prior, right? And he's like, the reason why we don't have issues between our players and we don't run into problems and we have these practices that breed excellence is because of what chooses us, right? Because we lay out what's in front of them, and the ones that want the work are the ones that choose us. And those answers were so refreshing to me, and it's just so accurate of what you're witnessing, which is a new era of LSU football that's impossible to not be excited about.
Yeah, because all we've ever asked, and I think that was probably one of the biggest things that we harped on, was like, care like I care. Like, at least have some reverence toward what the 2 colors, the 3 letters are. And it feels like that was a great answer. And Lane Kiffin has been fine at the podium, I would say. Like, you can tell there's certain things you can tell there's certain things that like tickles him a little bit. Like, it's a nice little Richard Gere for him. Or it's like, oh, I do want to talk about this versus I don't care. It's like Belichickian almost, where if you talk about like scheme or how he wants to approach something and what his philosophy is, he'll give you a long answer. If it's something like, how's Sam Leavitt on his foot? He's like, fine. He's like, okay. I mean, did you not just see? I'll let you see him.
Yeah, that's how you control a press conference.
Right, and it can slice both ways, because it could be like, if you don't answer it or you don't let us go see, if coming from a media perspective, we're only going to ask more questions about it, because that's what everybody wants to know. If you give them 10 minutes of, look, who was the big winner? Like, if you had to guess, it was the fact that Sam Leavitt was healthy.
Of course.
And so, like, I gave you 10.
And then the answers were positive.
Yeah. And so you check the box. Like, that's all you, I don't have to be out there for 3 hours and be, like, still will always blow my mind. I know we harp on this a little bit, but, like, you're letting everyone know that your quarterback's on a pitch count, and Clemson did nothing about it. Like, you should have been heating him up. Like, how were y'all not? I guess is that, like, you're giving them the answers to the test. It's like, oh, he's fine. He's throwing his towel around. Like, I've never seen that before. Have you? Nope. Everybody there was like, this has never happened. I've been covering it for 50 years, if you're Buddy Sanji.
And it was a scrimmage with media and boosters invited.
It was a slap in the face.
It was unbelievable. And the quarterback didn't throw.
But he dressed.
It was unbelievable. So it's good to see. It's a serious program. Like, that's what this is. You can say what you want about Lane Kiffin. If you're a Lane Kiffin disrespecter or hater, he's running a serious program. And, like, from SEC media days to now, like, that's all that I've witnessed is, like, it's a serious program again, as it should be, right? Like, what LSU is supposed to be is a serious program that is run that way. You are not supposed to be the butt of jokes. You're not supposed to be family. You're not supposed to be pounding the table, red in the face, you're spoiled. You're supposed to be a serious program. And like, I'll always go back to the Vanderbilt game and the post-game press conference. I mean, Vanderbilt put a sign on the wall before Kelly's presser that was like, beware of screaming, red face, pounding table, like making a joke about LSU. Vandy making a joke, bullying LSU, both on the field and off the field. Like, that's a problem. And
Yeah, the last time I went to Vanderbilt, we drank them dry
yeah, like
by 11 a.m.
LSU is a serious program, and they're finally acting as such, and it's good to see. And so, just to run through a couple of things that we saw, I know we've all read and watched or whatever. I'm gonna run through the first team defense, and I'll let you guys, if y'all have any thoughts on it. But on the defensive line, you had Uman Mielen and Ross as your two edge rushers. No surprise there, with Malik Blockton and Deuce Geralds as DTs. And then you have linebacker, you have Weeks and TJ Dottery. You have Deshaun Spears at the star, with PJ and DJ at corner. DJ in number 5, which I'm sure we'll talk about that as well. And then at safety, you have Ty Benefield and Jace Thomas. So that was probably the biggest surprise of yesterday. And Christian, I'm going to give you the floor first.
Oh, shit.
With Jace Thomas, it was the starting free safety with the ones yesterday. And Lane talked about it. It's competition between him and TaMarcus Cooley. It's not you jumped him on the roster. They're breeding competition, and those are two guys that are going to play football for LSU this year. But Chrissy, yesterday, we talked about safeties. I'm going to give you your flowers first. We hadn't brought up his name, and you did. Take might have been a little off, but that's okay. That's okay. You checked the box,
for now.
His name. What was your reaction when you saw, after saying, you didn't know what to expect for Jace Thomas this season, that he was a first-team free safety?
I wasn't really surprised or unsurprised. It was more of like, I just started thinking of why maybe Jace Thomas was first team, and it was more so like, I felt like that was a reflection of how good the safety room is, like how deep that room really is. I thought, TaMarcus, if you were to point out a safety that's probably the weakest out of Benefield and TaMarcus Cooley, it's TaMarcus Cooley. So I'm not surprised that there's competition there. Now, I am surprised it's not Fahim Delane, because I thought for sure, the way people talked about him in spring, what you saw in spring, I thought for sure he would be the first option for competition for him. But look, I'm not that surprised. Like, in spring, Jace Thomas made plays. Jace Thomas was, anytime you kind of looked up and you really didn't know who made a play on a one-on-one and 77, whatever it was,
check your shorthand.
It kind of seemed like Jace Thomas was that guy. Like, there was a few players that kind of caught you by surprise, and it was Jace Thomas. I will say this is probably also a reflection of the summer he had. I'd imagine he doesn't get the starting spot in fall camp day one if he didn't have a really good summer. Like, clearly this guy probably went hard in the summer, and that's why he's starting. And I don't know how long it's going to last. Honestly, I kind of want him to start. I kind of want him to enter Clemson week 1 starting. Like, that would be cool. But we'll see. We'll see.
Lloyd, your reaction to the first team defense?
I don't think we're saying the name Michael Blockton enough, and I kind of
Malik
Blockton. There we go.
Michael's my little brother.
Michael Block is.
Do you know what just happened to me?
What just happened?
I was reading the email you sent. I'm not going to air it out, but it was a name that isn't a name I'm used to seeing, and so it just got stuck in my head because we had just talked about that. And I do know it's not Michael Bolton. I do know it is Malik Blockton. And it's also a name I will continue to say that we are not saying enough, and that is Point and Case right there. That's how you flip that around on myself. But I do think that it's somebody that has numbers whenever you saw what he did at his previous school that I don't think we talked about because we're so excited about the freshman. Obviously, you see the shape that some of these guys are in, where you see the picture of Richard Anderson coming out of high school to what he looks like now, and it does – look, we have Mr. Fun in here, and he talks about who his neighbor was and who it is now, and I think there's some credence to that. I don't know if – okay, also, ride with me here for a little bit. Whenever they put out the pictures of, like, Whit Weeks as a freshman to Whit Weeks as a senior, he didn't look that different except for a mustache and hair.
I agree. I don't think he's changed much.
That's because what you should, after 4, like, I would be disappointed. Mm-hmm. Like, I worked out at a fucking serious program for 3 years and nothing really changed. They weren't doing any. What do you think would have happened if it was Brian Kelly and the old staff when the weight room was not available? They wouldn't have exercised. They would have gone to the fucking rec. Like, what they did is how a serious program treats it. It's not, this should be a surprise. It is like, no, buddy, we're getting the work in, and now what the new place looks like is unbelievable.
And you have the perfect test case. Zach Weeks has 3 more years left, so you'll see. But I also think
same genetics.
They're already developed entering, like, those guys, like, they already look great. They already look great coming to LSU. Now, I agree, like, there's no difference, but We'll see. Zach Weeks, test case.
Like Dylan
Yeah,
Carpenter
no,
did something on his own volition.
Peptides.
The freshmen in this freshman class that LSU has are not normal freshmen. Like, especially those 3 defensive linemen. I mean, they're as impressive as it gets. Like, all 3 of them. Lamar looks excellent out there. Rich looks great. Deuce Gerald's his explosiveness off the line. It might be like it's different. Like it is quick. And look, it's like splitting hairs and like nanoseconds of a difference between him and a normal defensive tackle. But like it makes a difference because he is quick. He's powerful like those guys. But Malik Blockton. I'm not surprised, and I think you'll still see these things move and shake. Like, I don't think the first team defense is set with what we saw yesterday, but I think this is a pretty good idea of what you're going to see a lot. Like, I'm not surprised by any of these names. I think there's competition really at 2 spots on this list. I think free safety between Thomas and Cooley, and then I think at defensive tackle with the guys that are the 2s. You see Stafili and Green, Richard Anderson with the 2s, Lamar Brown on the outside. I'll go through the second team defense as well. Real quick. Lamar Brown.
Real quick, I just want to look. I'll plant my flag. I was not there. I don't think you have somebody that has played as many snaps as Tamarcus Cooley did, and he just gets superseded like that. I think I think this is very much the defense, you know what you're doing. We need somebody to captain this thing on the back end because he is your most senior player that is returning aside, at least in the secondary. Like he
played the most snaps for you last year.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So I don't think he needs to practice. Like I think it's fun to get Jace Thomas out there. People want to talk about competition because it's surprising. I think that's very much Cooley, like, what's going on. Let's let somebody else try to run this thing back here and see what it looks like, or see who steps up in your absence. Like, if it's Ty Benefield to start calling the back end, or DJ Pickett, or PJ Woodland, somebody else that, like, can't have a familiar voice back there with you and see what it is. And maybe Jace Thomas, like, okay, this is your chance to prove that. But there is no world in which Cooley came back and isn't a starter after he played almost 1,000 snaps for you.
I agree. We did get a $10 super chat from Zay. 10 claps. Ready.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
It says, is it me or does it seem like Longstreet isn't fitting in? Like Landen Clark are together flying in Dallas with wide receivers. Haven't seen Longstreet practice like that or even hang out with the team. I did respond in the chat, but I think there are a couple things at play. The guys that were on the plane, it was Gordon's plane. They're part of the G team. I don't believe Longstreet is a Gordon athlete. He is, however, part of that Nike deal. If that was, Sam Leavitt is an Adidas athlete, so he was not a part of it. Longstreet is a Nike athlete in that Nike deal. But I've seen many TikToks and posts with Longstreet with receivers, especially those 2 Destrehan guys, Jabari Mack and Philly Wright. He's been with both those guys. I don't think there's any issues whatsoever. I think they're all getting along well. But I do understand the perspective when you see a lot of Clark and Leavitt with these guys, especially that that trip from last weekend. But I think from just an overarching view, I think you've really seen this team mesh well together. And funny enough, TikTok is the place I've seen it the most. Like they're always together. They're posting videos together. They go live together. All those things. It's a different social media platform than where you would usually get your sports information, but that's where the athletes are. So that's where I've seen the most of it. So it's definitely I get that perspective, but
Bear Bryant is rolling in his grave.
Who is?
Bear Bryant. Like, I got to keep up with the kids on the tickety talk. Might I buy your ass a fucking, I'll get you a train ticket out of here, son. When you sign 95 players to play college football, yeah, maybe you can get a train ticket. Time to do the barrel rolls. But it is funny. Go. I mean, I don't have TikTok, so I don't look at it, but they are on there. And so, but it is a way, like some would say it's a young man's game now, this old media gambit. And, hate to be us. But is there anything that you saw that is like jumped off the page to you, surprising, not surprising? Like, it's hard to, I don't want to be one of those shows that does this overarching day one, this is everything that happened, and now this is what the team looks like. But what were you looking for versus what you saw?
Looking for Leavitt first.
Yep.
And he was healthy. You got to see him. He threw the ball well. You got to see him move a little bit. One thing that stood out to me was Tradez and Jace Brown only caught passes from Leavitt. Because they have some of the receivers, like you're working through the group, it's a deep group of receivers, like everybody's throwing. Those two only caught from QB1 from what I saw, which I think tells you that is like force feeding that connection of like, get the timing right, you guys. Like we need you guys to be on the same page. I think I went to go watch the running back rooms. Kevin Smith is as good as it gets as a running backs coach. You see those three guys in Dylan Jones, Harlem Berry, Caden Durham. It'll be interesting to see just kind of how it works out, because Harlem has put some more size on, getting stronger, but I still think they're going to use him in so many different ways. You didn't really get to see much of that, but it was good to see that group and just watch him coach there. Couldn't really see the offensive line, kind of tucked away behind, like on it's 4 fields, right? And so we get on the end zone side here and the sideline side here. And so didn't get to see the offensive line because they were on field, I guess you would say 4, the far diagonal field from where we could see. So could see him out there. I didn't see anybody missing. I was able to kind of see the numbers, but didn't get to see too much of what they were doing, which is unfortunate because I wanted to watch what the offensive line was doing. But defensively, I guess what stood out to me was I went to go see what would the rotations be at linebacker and at defensive line, really the front 7, because I had a pretty good feeling on what the defensive backfield would look like, first team and second team, besides the Thomas and Cooley kind of swap. Lamar Brown being second team defensive end was something that I was very, very intrigued to see where is he going to be interior? But they had him at edge rusher because I think you need that depth. Like you need him to play edge almost in a sense. And I think he'll get to play kind of both spots, but he's quick. And I love Lane's answer of the mix of height, weight, speed, skill, what Lamar has. Like it is rare. It is just different. That's why he's the #1 player in the country. That's why he come to LSU, because he was
5-star.
He's in Baton Rouge. Like that's what a 5-star is. And so all 3 of those true freshman defensive linemen are in your first 2 groups on defense from yesterday's practice. And I don't think that's a surprise, but it was good. It was good to see because you got to see Rich Anderson, Civilian Green. You're going youth, 5-star with your experience transfer. With the first team, it's Deuce Gerald's youth, should be 5-star, #2 defensive lineman in the country. And Malik Lockton, your mature, experienced transfer. But Lamar Brown was the one I was intrigued to see because I wanted to see where they would line him up, where he was at in the depth chart. And right now, he was right behind Prince Uman, second team defensive end. And then linebacker. You knew who the 3 were, Daughtery, Weeks, and Keys. Who's going to be that 4th with the second team? It was Tylen Singleton, someone we talked about a good bit the other day. And so good to see that. And it's good to see that it is the machine that it's supposed to be. You're seeing these guys develop and grow and kind of make their way to where they're supposed to be. So it was good to watch yesterday, and those were kind of things I was looking for, and I got to check those boxes at practice.
Special guest here for you, as we have one, Mr. Fun.
Yeah,
Mr. Fun.
First-time caller, long-time listener here. Where are you at?
I'm here. I'll flip the camera for you. Let you see.
Oh,
I'm here in Navarre, Florida.
Family vacay, huh?
Yeah, a little family vacation, but the work never stops around here, Mr. Fun.
There you go. Well, man, so how was? I'm just kind of walking in. How'd the boys look yesterday?
Energized, excited. Like we got to see about 10, 12 minutes of practice, but there's an energy, there's an excitement from coaches, players, GAs, and even media. Like it was just fun to be out there and watch them do what they want to do. Like it's like Lane said in the presser, it's like it's hard work, but it's fun, and that's what it's supposed to be, and that's what it feels like. It's different than ever before, and my favorite part was walking in and hearing Ed Orgeron's voice echo through the Ponderosa.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, and I watched a little bit of Coach's press conference. I think the thing as a fan I took from it was he feels this like pride in being the LSU football coach. That was inspiring to me because we all know he's a different guy and he's going to get up there and give us coach speak. But for him to say like the responsibility that I have for this university and this the way he's approaching it sounds. I'm excited.
Almost reverent.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm excited. And I think that's my word I've been saying since we hired him, how excited I am. But yesterday felt real. I texted one of his staffers yesterday too, like, man, good luck. It's first day. And he's like, man, we've been going at this for a while. Like, this isn't the first day. And I'm not that. Obviously not. They've been doing their little OTAs and their player-led practices and things like that. But this is the real thing. And then we got football tonight, boys.
That we do.
We got football.
Well, and I want to ask you, do you think that there was almost a sense of, from Lane Kiffin's perspective, of like, what have y'all been doing here? Like, because I know what LSU, like the perspective that everybody tells me LSU is, and then you come into the building and it was kind of almost broken.
Yeah.
And then so you walk in, you're like, why are y'all surprised that I'm running this? Like, how am I the adult in the room?
Yeah, I think that's a great point, Lloyd. And I mean, he's seen it on the opposite end for so many years now, on the opposite sideline.
But when you get the peek behind the curtain of what, like, the Wizard of Oz, you're like, oh my God, this is all fake.
Like, yeah, how have y'all not won multiple championships here? I mean, you've been given everything. I can imagine he's sitting there in his office and in that facility and their weight room and the PNC and all the things all the toys he has, and thinking like,
y'all won 7 games.
Y'all were not ranked. The best is my wife asked me yesterday. She's like, we're only ranked 13th. I said, we weren't ranked at all last year.
Count your lucky stars.
Yeah, I said it's year one, and so we're only ranked 13th. I'm like, I remember a time. And look, this is when I was in school. 13th was like the ceiling, right? And
that was the ceiling last year.
No, that's the funny part is whenever I first started watching LSU, I looked for a number next to LSU.
Lloyd, I enjoyed receiving votes when I was in school.
We're right there.
So we're ranked 30th this week. Like, and if these teams lose, we're going to be maybe 25 and
23.
Yeah,
17. Then you would lose.
Yeah,
You're like, but we had the number next to us.
That's it. And now we're preseason 13th, and we're disappointed.
Well, not even I would say that without the change, you're not ranked.
Agreed.
No, shouldn't be.
Agreed.
Right, and so this is all because people don't want, as much as people don't want to be wrong, it's also they don't want to give LSU or Lane Kiffin the flowers for making the decision to leave. So 13 seems like the perfect spot to put them.
It's a great spot.
But it's also like, I don't know where LSU would be if you had just run it back, because that was the general consensus. Like, we don't have to go back very far to be like, there's no way you fire Brian Kelly.
Right. To
now, you're ranked 13th in the country. You have Sam Leavitt as your quarterback. And you have brought everybody back that you wanted to keep.
You should win a national championship,
right?
Yeah. I mean, we're playoff or bust. I think, again, my wife asked, "What do you think the expectation?" I said, "I think we're going to win 10 games. We'll be in the playoffs." And the conversation has been like, "Well, do you think we're going to win a game or two?" I'm like, I don't. It all remains to be seen, right? Like, yes, I have very high expectations, and it's funny because I was thinking about this morning, even like, I wonder what Clemson fans are thinking right now. Like, God, we got to go play Lane Kiffin in game. Like, they were probably like, hey, we can go beat Brian Kelly, right? But Lane Kiffin, like, ugh. Like, because I know how I felt as an LSU fan having to face Ole Miss and be like, man, that's one team you just don't want to – you don't want to have to face those guys. They just make it so difficult. And so it's going to be nice that we're going to be – the team that makes it difficult for everybody.
It really is the first time where it's, because I thought the same thing about Ole Miss. Like, I'm not necessarily worried about the accumulation of talent. It's the coaching.
Yes.
And now LSU might have both for the first time since the early 2000s.
Yeah, I think this team rivals the Saban year with Michael Clayton and those guys, where that was that first year where Saban and LSU were.
You got every 5-star from Louisiana.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
speaking of Nick Saban, 2003 LSU preseason ranked number 14.
And
I don't know if you remember anything about 2003, but they were ranked 14 preseason. So
Justin Vincent, fresh out of coming out of Barb.
I cried. I cried in the Superdome. That night. Was that Yeah, I cried in the Superdome that night.
You were there?
I was there. There's a picture in my office. Lloyd.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
You can see me in the picture.
You showed us. You showed us.
And again, as an LSU fan, I never thought I would see that. Much like I am as an LSU basketball fan, I hope
but
one
that
day,
gives you, yes.
But I hope one day that I'll see us win a Final Four. As an LSU football fan, I never thought I'd see that. I mean, literally, we were excited about going to I think at one time it was called the Blue Bonnet Bowl or or the Independence Bowl. We were excited to play Notre Dame in the Independence Bowl in '97 and those years, like to play for a national title.
Was it 02 that you played the Cotton Bowl and Roy Williams destroyed your life for Texas?
Destroyed. I was there.
Yeah, 11 a.m. Early kickoff,
Yes.
New Year's Day.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, this is not great. And then you look around. Because there was a point in time they wanted to fire Saban, too. But after he had lost, who did he lose to?
He lost to UAB.
That's what it was. And he bounced back and
Josh
beat.
Booty. Mm-hmm. Josh Booty called his own play. And lost to UAB. And
Alexandria's finest.
yeah. And wait, Josh Booty was from Alexandria or from Shreveport?
Shreveport,
Oh,
but we
okay.
got 318.
Oh, okay, I got you. But the 2003 season, who did we start with? Did we start with like Western Carolina, or did we? Because we went to Arizona, in Tucson, and I remember that whooping we put on them, and I remember, ooh, we got a chance, and then we came back. We won a few games, and then we lost to Florida at home, and it's just such a stinker. I remember such a disappointment to lose to Florida.
ULM, Arizona, Western Illinois, Georgia, Mississippi State, Florida, South Carolina, Auburn, Tech, Bama, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Georgia in the SEC championship game, and then Oklahoma in the Natty. Only lost to Florida, October 11th.
And you
in
did not
Tiger
score an
Stadium.
offensive touchdown. It was a Skylar Green punt return.
Was it like 19-7?
19-7.
19-7. Yeah,
I was at that game.
I was very disappointed walking out of Tiger Stadium that day. And so I remember there have been a couple times, that one, and then when we lost to Arkansas in triple overtime. Because again, it was one of those like you had everything in front of you, and then
The
then we still go.
Well, it was the best one. I mean, talk about an all-time PR move. We're undefeated in regulation.
Yeah, Les knew what he was talking about, right?
That's how you do it, man. It's called politics.
So I've got a funny story for you guys about that year too. So that was we're in Atlanta for the SEC championship, and I was working for the Alumni Association, and we had the Traveling Tigers trip to Atlanta. Was that the same year that Les said I got a damn strong football team?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
You know who started that game?
Ryan Paraloo.
That's right.
Yeah. And so that's the year that we had to have so many things happen for us to.
Shout out Pat McAfee.
That's it. That's exactly right. So Pittsburgh had to beat West Virginia. Oklahoma had to beat Kansas in the Big 12 championship.
That was
game.
Mangino,
big boy.
Mm-hmm.
LSU has to beat Tennessee.
Win the SEC championship.
Win the SEC championship. And I remember we're sitting in a restaurant, and we're like, it's a board. We had the board of directors, and we're around this table. And after we beat,
West Virginia was a shoe-in.
Yes, they
Pittsburgh
were.
was terrible.
After we beat,
Tennessee.
After we beat Tennessee, I'm walking down to the MARTA station to get to our hotel, and I'm on the phone with the Sheraton because there was the Sugar Bowl and the BCS game that year, two separate games. And so I'm on the phone with the Sheraton, and I'm like, "Hey, look, I need 100 rooms. I need 100 rooms."
Two different ways.
No, I just said I need 100 rooms for the Sugar Bowl, and they, all right, we got you a block of rooms, blah blah blah. Well, that game goes on, and West Virginia loses, and I call the guy back. I'm like, hey, we may want to switch this to the BCS game, the national championship game. And he's like, no, I don't think LSU's coming. I'm like, no, I'm just telling you. And so I'm in my hotel room, like, waiting for that game to end. And I'm like, literally, as soon as it ends.
I like the guys giving you advice.
Yeah,
like, no, I don't
yeah.
think you understand the scenarios.
Yeah, and I'm like, but I know the scenarios. I have written them down. I know them.
Dr. Strange.
And so I remember Herb Street, and this is when Herb Street had just really started to get the voice in college football. Herb Street says, LSU's in. There's no reason LSU shouldn't be in. And I went, if he's saying it, they're listening to Herb. Like, these guys are, and so.
Well, this is after he did Les Miles to Michigan.
That's it. That's
and so
exactly
he had
right.
he was out there giving takes.
100%.
And that's where he did the damn strong football team.
100%. So, yeah, it was a
I couldn't.
interesting.
I've heard this story from like every perspective because everybody knows it's like the fish was this big. Like we were all in the building at the same time, but hearing it from Hester's perspective, Jacob Hester, whenever they found out that Pittsburgh had beaten West Virginia, they found it on the plane,
Yes.
and they caused
The
turbulence.
yes.
Like, the pilot was like,
The pilot-
y'all need to sit down.
Well, didn't the pilot announce the score?
And then they all freaked out, and it almost that would almost caused a bit of a ruckus on the plane. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I
Yeah.
get it. Still have to fly y'all home, But whenever they found that out, they thought they were in, and turns out they were the first, 2-loss team to go to a national championship and ultimately win it.
Yep. So.
God, and it does harken me back to a time that I think that maybe everything was easier then. I don't need a 12-team playoff. Just give me chaos. I remember just waiting and looking at the screen, and it's like I can't wait for a computer to decide my fate of what two teams are going to pop up, and that's that.
The game has changed.
Yes, for sure.
Now you've got no choice. Now there's 12 teams. You got to get it every year. Every year. You can't be a top 10 team. You got to be a top 10 team every season. So
we're outside looking in. We're on the bubble.
I know. I do want to ask you guys y'all's thoughts on. There's a good bit of conversation, which Lloyd, you and myself have already had this conversation because we, of course, heard about this prior to yesterday. I thought there was going to be some sort of announcement from LSU. Instead, it's just practice that you get to see it. But DJ Pickett wearing number 5. So we see that at practice. So it's finally confirmed. You see him in the jersey. Then it's asked to Kiffin in the presser, and his answer is that it was promised to him in recruiting that he would get to wear number 5, which I found very interesting because obviously it's a promise by the last staff. Last year he didn't wear 5. Now he is, Lane Kiffin honoring that promise. Of course, 5 has been shelved, not retired. It had been shelved since Jaden Daniels won the Heisman in it back in 23. It is now 26, 3 years later. DJ Pickett has 5. Chat, your reactions, everyone in the room, y'all's reaction to the official unveiling of DJ Pickett in jersey number 5, which he wore in high school.
Look, I've had my take on this where I didn't think it was as revered. Obviously, I think 9 and 20 live alone in their own little pantheon of greatness that will never be worn. I don't think people would even request it. 5, and it feels like, I don't know who is responsible for this because it also feels like, look, I'm always going to find an angle. Brian Kelly to give that promise is wild because considering Jade Daniels saved his job multiple times. He's like, he should hold that number in higher regard than anyone. Not that I'm going to give it away to whoever wants it next. And I'm not saying DJ Pickett's some schmo, but it should be like, thank God we had him because he won the Heisman Trophy. If you don't have that year, I'm fired then.
He's the only positive thing that happened to Brian Kelly at LSU is you have a Heisman Trophy winner. And you played an SEC championship game, all because of
5.
You only need one.
You only need one. Yeah. And so I am also somebody that would promise 5 if it gets you to campus, and then you don't have to give it to him. But now in the era of the transfer portal, you do. And I do think that if you're going to, you have to be a player. But I do think the whole thing is just interesting that it came out, and the big winner in all of this is clearly Lane Kiffin to be like, look, it wasn't even me that did this, but look, the guy wanted it.
Of course.
I have to honor the promise that was given.
It was promised to him.
Yeah.
What happens after this, though? Like, after DJ's done with 5, if you know what I mean, or if he...
Well, now that it's worn, I think it gets
on
worn.
shelf?
Yeah, I think...
But I would assume but it's not going to be given to anybody.
And like, I
it's not
agree,
going to be
right.
like, you can go up and request 5 because you want it. Like, you have to...
Yeah, I agree.
It's a number that has a meaning now.
I agree with Lloyd, though, too. Like, I don't know if 5 has the same gravity 9 and 20 does. Like, I don't think we should be shelving that number.
I don't think so either. Look, 9, Heisman, undefeated, national champion.
I don't even think you need to go through the accolades, just what it felt like.
Yes, 5 was an unbelievable playmaker that we were blessed to watch in Tiger Stadium, who I still think to this day, if he wins a national championship, it may be better than 9. That's just my opinion, but he didn't. And so I think 5 now maybe becomes the playmaker number, right? Like, so 18 is the great leader, the great whatever. 7 is the defensive.
It's playmaker.
The 7 is playmaker.
So I'm surprised that it wasn't 7, but I guess because it was promised. I think 5 is just going to be it's going to be one of those numbers now.
Yeah.
I think it's
like 40 is kind of in that conversation of like the next linebacker. Where it feels like, and then that just kind of happened organically, which is what I think that's the best way for it to happen.
Yeah.
And Pickett, like LSU fans are going to do this all the time. You're going to make a story out of it because that's how much we care about this. That like a guy that he's been 5 his entire life. What if he just likes the number 5?
Right.
So I heard Jacob Hester actually talking about this morning, and he said, he talked about the numbers. Obviously, he was one of the 18.
Catch them from 7 to 8.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I heard him talking about Tebow's 15. That 2 years after Tebow, basically nobody's going to wear the number 15 again. And the punter was wearing 15 for the Gators. And he goes, like, I hate Florida. Don't get me wrong. He goes, but the punter was wearing 15.
Happen.
No,
Wait, do people still wear 15 at Florida?
Now they've changed it to save face. It goes to the quarterback.
Yes.
If you were like Anthony Richardson wore 15.
They just need to retire that shit.
They
need to retire
15
that.
should never have been worn.
I'm sorry.
They gave it to Graham Mertz, the transfer quarterback from Wisconsin.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Like that's my problem.
But
with
Tebow's
that.
name.
Like, I don't like the passing down of numbers because it's just if you have a Tebow, like there are numbers you can pass down. If you have a Burrow stands alone, you don't give 9 to the next good quarterback because they're never going to be that. They probably won't come close, and they could just be a flop. Like you're giving 15 if you're Florida to guys that don't win games, and Tebow won national championships. Like I was of the take and the viewpoint, Lloyd, when me and you were talking about it when we were in Tampa when we first found out that the number change was happening. I agree that a retiring of a number, like where the number doesn't get worn again, that precedent's been set. It is you win a Heisman and you win a national championship. They've already set that precedent with Billy Cannon. That's going to be the case for Burrow. He's going to have a statue, and 9 goes up in the rafters and doesn't get worn again. There's a reason why it hasn't been promised or worn since 2019. 5, I felt like it should be shelved. You're the third person to ever win a Heisman at LSU. Only 3 people have done it. I know it's not a national championship, and national championships are ultimately the goal at LSU, but only 3 people have won a Heisman. Like, it's not like LSU has Heisman winners year in, year out. He's the third one ever. So I felt as if 3 years was a little too short for it to be shelved. That is not a long enough time to really admire what happened. The caveat to it is it's a new staff. Right, and that was your point that I agreed with, where it was like, if there was going to be a time to do that, it would be when a new staff gets in there. The part that I found interesting was the promising. Like, if Brian Kelly is promising and recruiting a number that should mean the world to him, because it's the only reason he has any positivity from his tenure at LSU, is because of one guy that wore the number 5. And I just found it very interesting that it was promised in recruiting that DJ would get to wear number 5. And then on top of that, didn't wear it.
Didn't wear it last year.
It was promised to him in recruiting, but last year he wore it, and he wore 3, right? Like he didn't put him in 5. And so, I'm assuming that this was something that had come back up. It was stated that it was a promise. Lane Kiffin honors the promise. I think ultimately in the whole thing here, the biggest winner is Lane Kiffin, because it allows to be shown in a positive light of, look, it was promised. One thing we're going to do with this program is if we promise you something, we're going to honor that promise. If LSU tells you you're going to get something, you're going to get it, right? And so it gets to shine him in the light. And he's also not the one that is giving up this number, right? It was the last staff. They promised it. It was the previous regime. It's not me. It was promised. I've got to honor that promise. I think it'll be intriguing to see where it goes after. Right, because my thing is, DJ is on the short list to wear 7 as a junior, and to me, the one thing that changing numbers each season you're at LSU, like that's the one thing that I'm not the biggest fan of. I don't care. It doesn't mean it. Win games, that's all I care about. But going 3, 5, and then potentially 7, who knows?
And look,
I just think it'll be interesting to see where it goes after the fact, because I do think it is a number that should be revered at LSU and honored at LSU, because the guy who wore it did something only 3 guys at your program have ever done, right? And I know it's not national championships. The other 2 guys that have won Heisman's have also brought home rings. But Jaden is the third to ever do what those 2 did from a Heisman Trophy standpoint. And had he not been a part of the regime that he was a part of, he would be a national champion. He did everything on his end to be a national champion. He was let down by Matt House, Brian Kelly, and that abysmal 23 defense. And so ultimately, I think it's an interesting discussion, because there now are so many layers of the number is being given, it wasn't given, it was promised, last staff, new staff. all of those things play a factor in it. I think the most intriguing aspect of this whole thing is where does it go after? Because I think the number should be honored. And I know that DJ Pickett's going to do a great job honoring said number because he is a player. He is that level of a football player. And so it'll be interesting to see where it goes after. I think more so than anything to me is, okay, now how does it get handled now that that promise has been fulfilled? It's been played in, so you technically could give it out again. Or you could say, okay, the promise has been filled. I respect what Jaden did, and I want to shelve that number again. And there's so many ways it could go. That's kind of where my take is, that I'll be interested to see what shift happens after this season.
Don't you think that? And I agree with you. No, I think he's going to wear 7 next year. Don't you think they could have just given him 7 this year, and we could have eliminated this entire thing? Like it probably.
I think Trey Dez deserves it this year.
Oh well, that's true. Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, he does deserve it.
Give it to Megatron.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And so like I think junior year is your 7 year. Like unless you are
Leonard
just ultimate, like you're Lenny or you're Tyron, where it's like no. As a sophomore, it's them, right? Which sometimes you have that guy. I think Trey Dez is your 7 this year, and I think you'll have a conversation between Pickett, Barry, and see who else for 7 the year after.
I also think that the retiring of numbers is a little bit harder than the like the Hall of Fame type thing, like putting your name up on Tiger Stadium.
Like Charles Alexander.
Yeah, his number is still worn, right?
Yeah.
Like Kevin Falk's name should be up there, right? Like Joe Burrow's name will be up there. Those numbers, Kevin Falk's number is not retired.
No, he just took it off.
He just took it off. What you mean?
DJ
Pickett was wearing 3 last year.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We're talking about 5. It's like Kevin Falk did it for
Kevin Falk. Yeah, and Kevin Falk was in a Heisman race at one point.
The teams were just ass.
That's it.
He was the best. He basically did what Jaden Daniels did. He was the best player on a team that wasn't very like.
That's right.
When you put all the pieces together,
that's right.
It's not Kevin Falk's fault that you didn't win anything. He won you football games. He was suspended against Houston for the first half and came back and won the football game by himself.
Won the football game.
Immediately comes in and runs a kickback.
Beckhammore's number.
Right, and that's what I think that's the coolest part about LSU. Like people bitch about 7 and 18, and it's like, oh, just get rid of the tradition or whatever. I think that it's regardless of if it's a big deal or not, how you pass it down. I think it is cool to wear the one like the number before you of like because I think of Odell, I think of Kevin Falk, like I think of the 3s that came before the guy that's wearing 3, and you get to join this lineage regardless of if it's celebrated or not. And I do think that like. From a regime perspective, it goes to show you how big of a piece of shit Brian Kelly was to go, I'll promise you number 5 and then not give it to him. And it's like, well, I'll do it whenever. Like, we'll get to that. Like, I don't care about – he basically sold him a bill of goods where he said, oh, yeah, you'll be 5, no doubt. Don't worry about it. Get here.
Yeah.
And then he shows up and he doesn't give him 5. Mm-hmm. And then it's when he leaves, somebody has to clean up his mess and go, wait, because what do you think DJ Pickett was talking about? Hitting the fucking portal. And he's like, y'all told me I was going to get 5. And like, I know it's a small thing, but what kind of what kind of program are we running here where you're going to lie to a kid?
No, that's a very good
about point.
About a number. Like, I know it's not important, but it is to me.
Speaking of your boy BK, did you see his prediction for Notre Dame football yesterday?
Oh, they all go to heaven.
Undefeated.
Close, though. Closer than the people think. This game's going to be close. Well,
BK, you're back in the good graces.
BK, you're used to coaching in close games, aren't you? Because I don't think we blew anybody out. I'm starting to hate him more.
Yeah.
And I remember I came on this show last September-ish and said I was Team BK, and I got roasted.
Yeah.
One of my first times on the show, and people called me fat and bald. And
that's what I'm just. The man does not have many friends in this state, and nor should he. But that's why, like, when you think, like, when you go back and peel back the onion of, like, if you really look at it and just you don't even have to have any sort of agenda. The things that he did, we can talk about him if you'd like. But you don't have to because they're very apparent.
Yeah.
And there's nothing good. He's just a piece of shit. Like I don't know how you can say it any differently.
And you know what's funny is
I'm just glad it's over.
Yeah, me too.
That's my biggest thing.
Good point.
Walking out from yesterday, like it's just Because it was funny yesterday. I'm at practice of a Lane Kiffin run program, and then I'm watching that Brian Kelly video on my phone, and I was just like, kind of like sitting back, like pondering, like, man, I'm so glad that that's no longer my life, and what I got to go sit and watch this morning is what, like, that's what LSU is now. Because genuinely, my favorite thing about what the last 3 weeks have been for LSU football is you are now a serious program again. Like, you are not a laughing stock. You are not something that people point fingers at. You are not something that, that Brian Kelly had turned you into, where you could be bullied. Like, Lamine Barrows said it at one point. He was like, LSU was the team that you either got beat by or beat up by. And they had stopped being that. And they had started being a joke, the butt of jokes in the SEC. It was point laughing Brian Kelly. It was family. It was spoiled. It was red in the face. And now you are a program that's run like a serious program. Like, no, I'm not giving you 3-hour access to pick apart everything that my quarterback or my defense or that I do and let you hear everything that goes on at practice, because that's not how this program's run. What you're going to get to see, what I want you to see. You're going to see 10 minutes. You're going to get your little content of Sam Leavitt. You're going to get to see the defense and get your pictures and videos and prepare yourself for the questions. See who's hurt. See who's in a gold non-contact jersey. Michael Turner was yesterday. Could be kind of alarming with the depth at corner. All of those things. And then I'm going to answer the questions. And like you said, Jason, when we were sitting and listening to the answers from Lane, like, he has such a respect for what LSU has been, and what he knows it needs to be under his leadership. And that's the most refreshing part, is the respect that he has for LSU and the way he's running the program. Like, it's what it's supposed to be. It's serious, it's real. And I just don't know if you're a fan that wears the Tigers across your chest in purple and gold, how you're not excited about where it currently stands. And like I said, and we've said many times, the stock is as high as it's going to ever be right now, because you haven't lost games. At some point, you're going to lose a football game. And it's how do you respond to that? But it feels like they are prepared for all of it. And the outside noise and the outside expectations are one thing. What's going on inside that building is what's going on inside that building, and that's what a real program is.
I think, to your point, Noah, I think BK tried, and not to keep harping on BK, I think he tried so hard to have the media like him early on, right? The open access to practice, all those things. I remember BK at Cincinnati and Notre Dame and being just this real jackass and cussing at his players and yelling at his. And I remember when he came here at first, I thought, well, this guy's not going to fit in great in Baton Rouge, and he didn't. But he did to the media. He was very, like, I just remember one of his first press conferences, like, oh, making the joke about if you're late, you got to put $5 in the jar, and entertaining them.
Oh, I won't be late if you beat.
Right. And so now he's. So yeah, of course we're gonna let the media have whatever. Well, then when it started getting tough on him, then he started he fired back at the media with the slamming of the table, and then at Cobble and all that stuff. And so then, okay, now and to your point again, we used to bully people. We got bullied by Vanderbilt.
Oh,
by Vanderbilt. I mean, that one was. I don't leave football games early. I literally looked. That's one of my first road games I've gone to in a while. I looked at my wife. I looked at Charles and his wife, and I'm like, "Get your purse. We're leaving." Like, I'm not sitting in this.
It's embarrassing.
It was so ugly. Like, we couldn't complete a forward pass. Like, I'm not rehashing the season. You all know.
No, but this is where you end. This is how you end up to where we are right
it.
now. Because the same, as much as you felt that at Vanderbilt, you definitely felt it when Texas A&M came into your house and took over the Roman Coliseum. They took Troy.
Yeah.
And you're just like, how did this fall in front of my eyes? And it's like, what do? You leave.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other way that I'm not going to sit here and fight for a fallen dynasty. And it's like, no, the only statement I can make as a fan, as a supporter of the program, is this is not something I'll stand for. That's not my king.
I'm just glad we had the leadership in place at LSU. And I know the leadership has been talked a lot about here in the last couple of weeks, even with everything that's going on. I'm glad the leadership that was in place recognized it and said, we can't pull a Les Miles and let it go another year and get to the Auburn game and then fire him on Saturday or Sunday. No, we're cutting the bait. We got to take our lumps with this money and do what we got to do. But Nobody's worried about a buyout right now. We're all excited about what's happening in 4 weeks.
Now, did the buyout maybe cause a forward-thinking program to start forward-thinking even more? Maybe because
right.
you have
That's right.
nearly. Look, you could talk about the contracts that you're paying for a football roster. You can talk about the contract that you gave to Lane Kiffin. You can talk about the contract that Wade gave you a haircut, like he helped you out.
Yeah.
But there's $100 million in buyouts that you're paying, and then you have to pay $40 million this year for a roster, $100 million to Lane Kiffin, and then Will Wade will get re-upped because he's not going to.
That's right.
Somebody will come calling again, and as much as he is being courteous to LSU and appreciative of the opportunity, he's going to be sought after again because it's going to clean the slate.
When we go to the NCAA tournament this year, and they're going to say, okay, look what he came in and cleaned up and did what he did in 1 year, much like he did his first time. Somebody is going to call him, and we're going to have to re-up it, and they're going to have to take care of Will. Everybody knows our affinity to Will here. Nobody does it better than him. He's a perfect fit for Louisiana. He's a perfect fit for LSU. And so, yes, I agree with that. But like I've always said, and Charles says this a lot in our business too, like you got to spend money to make money. And the return on the investment with all this money that LSU is putting out,
they're literally reinvesting it.
That's it. And so this is a brilliant plan. I know the plan is still kind of coming out. I wasn't in any meetings. I was ranked number 1,252, so I didn't make the cut. Yeah, and so, but I worked for the guy that was there.
Yeah,
and I've heard it, and it sounds really, really exciting. Again, the leadership at LSU has never been better, and from the president, the alignment. The word alignment gets used a lot, and there's a lot to be excited about. Like we sat through it the last couple years, boys.
Is there any?
We're due. We deserve this. We deserve this.
We're not
fans.
spoiled.
That's
but
right.
I'd like to be.
That's right.
Is there any other program in the country that would mortgage literally their university on the idea of Lane Kiffin and Will Wade? It's just different.
No, it's just different.
They're not just wagering like the universe. I mean, they're putting the state of Louisiana on that's what's happening. The pressure for these guys to win isn't just for LSU's sake; it's for Louisiana's sake. I mean, these meetings are happening in the governor's mansion to make LSU successful. I mean, this is a full state top down operation here for football and basketball and baseball games to be won.
That's right.
And
so
yesterday was a good first step in that direction, I would imagine.
Wait, say that again?
I said yesterday was a good first step in that direction because this is the bell cow.
That's it.
No, this isn't just the bell. I mean, this is it. Like, you can lose in other sports, you can't lose in this one. Like, you can survive basketball seasons that are bad and baseball seasons that are just, you cannot become irrelevant from a football standpoint, or you are nothing. Like, it's just from a financial standpoint. Like, I have the utmost respect for I'm wearing a baseball shirt right now. I'm a basketball fan, but there's no ifs, ands, or buts. You can be great at football and suck at those and be just fine, because this one will make all the money for you. You have to win in football, and that's why you've seen the commitment. That's why you get to go out to practice and look at a roster that is literally the best one that money can buy. Like, I think the level of talent on both sides of the football that LSU has right now is something that you haven't seen in a while, right? Because you haven't played complementary football for a coach that harped on it. Like, you just never did it. And now you're seeing two sides of the ball that have complementary levels of talent and complementary levels of coaching, right? That's the part that it is different. And getting out to practice yesterday, there's practice availability again tonight. Christian will get out there. It's at about 6:30 p.m. this evening to get to watch them practice again. But it's exciting to go out there, to see the energy, and just to see the leadership that's led by all these coaches. I mean, like I said, it's hard to not be impressed when you go out there hearing Ed Orgeron, watching and witnessing Blake Baker as a defensive coordinator, seeing Charlie Weiss working with the QBs and the wide receivers, Kevin Smith with those running backs, and then ultimately getting to sit in the presser and listen to Lane Kiffin say, I let my coordinators coach. Like, it makes my job easy because I can hop on a call and handle program stuff, right? Because I'm running a program because I trust that the offense is being taken care of because I got Charlie Weiss Jr., right? I get to sit and I trust what Blake's doing with the defense. Now, I can have some say-so in the players, some say-so in the overall philosophy, but those guys are leading those sides of the football. That's what it's supposed to be. He mentioned being a coordinator and being like, sometimes there are coaches that sit back and maybe interject themselves in conversations they shouldn't be in. Lane's got to be an OC, a young OC, for a defensive-minded head coach when he was at Alabama. Like, he got to experience that, and learn from it. He got to be with Pete Carroll, who's a defensive guy, and he got to be the young offensive mind there and see the dynamics, and now he gets to be where he specializes on one side of the football, but he's got his prodigy in Charlie Weiss Jr., who is probably going to be a head coach at some point soon. And he gets to sit back, run the program, make sure LSU's where it's supposed to be, because he's got coordinators that are up for head coaching jobs probably in the next year, 2 or 3, because that's what LSU's supposed to be. Like, you talk about being a CEO, like, he gets to be a genius offensive mind that gets to sit back and run a program the right way with coordinators that have those sides of the ball. And you got to see that yesterday at practice. And like just the level of coaching that's going on out there is extremely, extremely impressive. And when you mix that with the talent that is out there, it's hard to not be excited and have high expectations for what's coming up.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, because it just does. It finally feels like this has been a marriage for a long time coming. Like, you've been batting eyes at each other, and it always has felt like who is the one coach that maybe could, if LSU got it, maybe. And I'm speaking in superlatives. I'm speaking like it's happened already, but it does. For such a long time, it felt like the Lane Kiffin LSU marriage was inevitable but never going to happen. And then there was a previous regime, whether it be an AD or a president, that was like, we can't do it. Like, for some reason, they just never saw the benefit of betting on a Lane Kiffin and what could happen to you, because look, there's precedent for that. If you want to think of it that way, you don't want the coach to be bigger than maybe the athletic department or the AD. But this is the one thing that I felt like if LSU was ever going to get it right, it had to be this guy. And they moved heaven and earth to make sure that it happened. And now you get to see, and I feel like LSU, certainly from whether it be a media perspective or just of somebody that's super ingrained in watching the program, you were watching your football team fall apart. You were not going to be relevant. Like, it was the ship was sinking, and there was nothing you could really do about it unless you made wholesale changes, and they did it at the right time. And you had to do something like this, or else you fall by the wayside, because you tell me a world in which LSU is barely bowl eligible and Indiana goes undefeated and wins the national championship.
No, I mean, it's a whole new world. Like it's a whole new world.
You had to change.
You had to do something, because like I said, I'll continue to harp on it. You became a joke. Like, LSU wasn't what they're supposed to be. Like, you're supposed to be in the conversations with Georgia and Texas and Alabama during during SEC media days. You're not supposed to be grouped in with those other programs with first-year head coaches. Like, that's not who you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be the top class. And to me, that's why the change had to happen, because LSU had fallen, and you couldn't allow what's happened to, like, look at Florida. I mean, Florida won national championships and had Heisman Trophy winners, and they can't string together successful seasons, and they can't go hire top tier head coaches. Like, that's why it was a real conversation when the whole Kiffin thing was going on, and it was like a dating show between LSU, Ole Miss, and Florida, all for Kiffin. It was like, look, if he doesn't choose LSU, you've kind of got to relook at what level of program you are, because the conversation should be, if you're looking at Ole Miss, LSU, and Florida next to each other, it's an easy answer. There's one pick, it's LSU. And if he picks Florida over LSU, it's like, well, maybe we aren't the program we thought we were. And if it's Ole Miss staying at Ole Miss over coming to LSU, maybe we're not who we are. But now,
get my tits done.
If you're Florida, and Florida's trying to talk themselves into the Summerall thing, and look, whatever. You've got to look yourself in the mirror and be like, over the last 2 coaching cycles, LSU and Florida have been open both times. And look, it was a mistake. Both of them made bad hires the first time. But LSU went and got the sitting Notre Dame head football coach, and Florida took the ULL coach. And then the next cycle, because both of them had to fire those coaches because they were both bad hires, LSU got the sitting Ole Miss head coach, and Florida got the Tulane coach. Like, LSU could allow themselves to fall into that category, and they haven't, because they're not supposed to be there. If you hold on to Brian Kelly and you have another season or two, and Florida does get Lane Kiffin, it's a whole different world. Because it's already changing. You already had become a joke. You would have further fallen in to being forgotten about. You'd have become Nebraska, right? Like you would have just, and that's a credit to LSU. It's a credit to everyone in that building, in that athletic department, everyone that's had a role in this, of saying we cannot let that happen. We have got to be a serious program. We have got to be real. We have got to be talked about the way Jordan Rodgers and Benjamin Watson talked. They're wrong. It's not natty or bust, but that should be the conversation. We should expect to be in a national championship conversation as LSU fans every year. And you're back there. And you're seeing the LSU head coach during media days go up there and be serious, like running a serious program. You're seeing him yesterday. Like, I'll forever. Can we play the clip of him talking about like the players that choose LSU, like who choose us? Because I think this is such a great representation of what this program is now. Like, the reason why LSU is being taken serious is because of what the culture of this program is supposed to be. Like, the players you have, the way you represent yourself, that is a representation. It's a straight line to culture. And I just, this answer when he was saying yesterday, it was nice to hear. It was beyond refreshing, because it's basically saying LSU's real again. Like, the players that choose LSU are choosing it because of the standard they're going to be held to, or choosing it because they want to win, or choosing it because of the history and what we're about to do. It's because of who we are. It's because of our strength and training program. It's because of the systems we run and all of those things. Like, you can say it's just because of money, but plenty of programs have money. And those programs have problems. So it's going to be interesting to see. Let's see, play number 9, clip 9, where it's Lane talking about the program
chooses you.
Them choosing the program, right? Like, it's what LSU is supposed to be. And I thought it was a great answer. It was very eye-opening. I thought it was real, you know? Like, a lot of times in these press conferences, and I think you can go back and listen to Brian Kelly if you want to listen to press conferences that are political and maybe not scripted, but just not genuine, like just not real.
He never.
Right? Go listen to a Jay Johnson press conference.
Yes.
Go listen to the one after the Texas A&M game 1 loss. You know what that is? It's genuine. It's real. It's, look, I screwed up. I went and got guys that aren't built for this program, and that's on me. And I thought this answer was real from Lane.
Like that. I can't tell you how much that meant to the LSU baseball legacy and like the alumni of how Jay came in and like basically pledged fealty and adopted the religion of what LSU baseball is. And you're seeing a little bit of that of Lane Kiffin of, I've seen this from afar and I understand why people follow this thing like it is scripture. And then you had basically a heretic when you run your program for 4 years that thought like, this isn't that big of a deal. I don't get it. And it's like he was up there basically like lambasting something that people have put their lives into and believed in. You're telling me it's not real because you don't take it seriously when you're supposed to be the high priest. You're supposed to be the one like preaching from the mountaintops that this is the most important thing. And I can't believe like Jay Johnson like legitimately felt bad that he let people down. Like he let LSU baseball down because like I did this wrong and I will never happen again. Like he was asking for forgiveness. And you just had Brian Kelly tell me you're lucky. And now you have Lane Kiffin talking about, like, this is how it's supposed to be because if you do it the right way, this place picks you because you're the type of person that deserves to be at LSU as opposed to you make LSU what it is. And here is Lane Kiffin echoing that sentiment.
I think we've just done it for a long time now, I think, as a coach. When you've done it, I happened to be talking to Pete Carroll for a long time last night about something, and you just going back over things. You remember how little you knew. I I equate it to parenting, the first time you're a parent, versus if you had 6 kids now, it's my 6th job, you probably do a better job and made some mistakes. And so I just think we have so much figured out now about how we do things with that it's easier for us to bring people from all over and bring them into the systems. But I also think, our strength coach last night in a meeting said, man, coach, we have very, very few problems on our team and very few attitude problems and guys not buying in or being late or any of that stuff. And I said, you tell me that every year for about 3 years now in a row. And I believe that's because it's what starts to choose you. When they come and they visit and they see how you run a program and they see the discipline, the accountability, the toughness, and how much work goes into it and how much fun they have too, but it's going to be really, really demanding, I think that's what starts to choose you. And then they also feel not to come, maybe if they were on the previous team and they're kind of around a little bit and they go in the portal. So I think once you establish that and it's knowing what you are in recruiting. We're really open in recruiting. This is who we are. What you see in recruiting is what you're going to get. We don't make the empty promises and not follow through on them. So I think that's what chooses you.
I thought it was a great answer. I mean, it is the best answer that was given yesterday. And I thought it was a pretty good press conference. He's not the greatest press conference person, but that's fine because it's real. I'd rather the not greatest speaker go up there and be genuine than someone that is so polished and perfect that's just not real, And so I thought it was a great answer because it's it's true. You are when you are a real program, the reason your players are who they are and what they are is because they're choosing to be there. Ultimately now in this day and age, there's money and there's all these things going on. You're choosing the program you want to be at, and it's. It's like when your mom tells you when you're growing up, if you want to find a really good girl and find a really good wife, you better be a really good man, right? Because a girl that's worthwhile ain't going to choose somebody that's not worth nothing, And so it's
I'm bona fide.
That's what this is. Players that are worth something and that are legit and that are real football players, not just guys that are good at football, but love it and want to win, national championship level players are going to choose a program that's real, that's what it's supposed that's what chooses you is because that's who you are. And I thought it was, that's a great answer just to represent what LSU is now, because real players that want to win real games are choosing LSU because it's a real program. Finally.
Yeah, I mean, what's the saying? The standard is the standard. You'd gotten away from that.
Yes.
I mean, even Coach O for a point, it was the standard of performance?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he was essentially saying. It's LSU, it's something that this is the level. If you're not at that, I don't need you here. And it had become you were a ship lost at sea. You truly were without if you don't have a captain, if you don't have somebody to fucking grab the steering wheel and say, no, this is the direction we're going, not go where the wind takes you. It's no, we need to be here. And that's what all BK was doing, was cashing a check, brother. And it was we need to do it in the portal. No, we need to do it in recruiting. If you really do look back at it, and he stays, Blake Baker is gone, you don't know who your offensive coordinator is. You don't know, you're not getting Sam Leavitt out the portal. And I don't know where there's a world in which Lane Kiffin goes to Florida, Summerall goes to Ole Miss, and you're stuck with your dick in your hand and you're looking back like Mr. Fun said, game 4 going, you just got dog walked again by Texas A&M at home and you did nothing about it. You're an unserious program. Instead, you made the change. And that is a testament to whether it be whoever's in charge, because it feels like there's a lot of arms and legs to this thing. But if Verge Osbury's a football player, and when he sees something like that, he's whatever that is gone. I don't know what it was, but that ain't leadership. And that's a man that played linebacker at LSU and understands what it's supposed to be and what it could be. And you give him power, he goes, well, I'm fixing that. I can't win with that. And that's where I think LSU is, and that's why you're so positive about this whole thing, is seeing the regime change. And while Lane Kiffin, everybody has their opinion about him at the podium, where he's not you see him on the internet and it's this bravado and boisterous guy versus him where he's very soft-spoken and thoughtful at the podium. And it's like two different people. But I think there's a reverence to what the job is and trying not to be bigger than what the position he holds is, at least at this point, where he's like trying to give it the credence it deserves and talks about LSU more than he's talking about himself. And look, you can't, to his credit, that's a great move. So like, because that's what people like, but make no mistake. Hey, like Lane, you have to fix this because it's lost. And so there is more pressure on you than you probably realize by saying like, "Oh, it's not about me; it's about LSU." It's like, no, it's up to you at where LSU goes at this point because I don't know who the next guy is. I don't know who it would be.
No, you're right. I mean, like, and it's the way you're supposed to do it because look, it's the opposite of what was just done. Like it was a guy that thought he was bigger than the program, and so you should look at it. You should take notes of like what went wrong, right? Like why did it not work for Brian Kelly at LSU? And let me do the opposite of that. And so, but it still comes down ultimately to win. Like you have to win. You know, it's all happy and good right now. Everything sounds really good right now. You got to win. Like if you don't win, everything that's being said doesn't matter, right? And I don't ever want to run from that because that's real. And so there's a couple questions in the chat. We have $5 super chat from Andrew Jordan. 5 claps. Ready? Andrew asks, are you guys doing anything for after the LSU versus Clemson game? We are currently workshopping what we're going to do both prior and post LSU Clemson because we all will be there. Like this is like the biggest day of our lives. We're all going to be at that football game. So we're currently figuring out what our plan is. And as soon as we know that, we will report back from a content standpoint, a fan standpoint, and just a life standpoint. We'll report back what our plan is for LSU Clemson game 1. Because we actually workshopped that the other day, huh, LC?
Did we? What did we decide?
We did.
We're all parking at
We haven't
Chris's.
decided yet. We're still brainstorming exactly how it's going to work. But we're going to talk to a couple of friends with some RVs.
Oh yeah, we do. We have more than a plan. It's just a matter of who can help.
Yep.
Something will be
So
done.
how are we going to execute? We're all parking at Chris's, though.
Oh, another Brian Kelly quote. Very good, young sir.
What did I do?
Execute. I'd like to execute my whole team.
Complimentary
Well, you did your
podcasting.
best, BK. You got real close.
There you go.
Got a couple of
Podcasting, fellas.
How does the O-line look? Didn't really get a good look at him. So hopefully, Chrissy, when you go out there tonight, try to see as much O-line as you can, if possible.
O-line? Really? That's what you want me to do?
You'll cover the whole practice.
I'll do
We're going to try to
D-line.
get some eyes on O-line. They have them tucked away back there a little bit.
You
They're
know I
kinda
don't want to
far,
do the
so.
offensive line. Let Wyatt do that.
Andrew Orange, 8605. Did y'all get good looks at Clark versus Longstreet for QB2? I think still battling. Ultimately, to me, I think the ceiling for Longstreet is obviously higher. Like he's a 5-star. He's extremely talented. But if you were to have to throw one of them like in a game at some point, it would likely be Clark because of the experience, the feel. He's just got to get a little more accurate and the mental aspect of playing quarterback, all of those things kind of. And then Longstreet just needs experience. Still has that little hitch in his throwing motion, all those things. But I think both are extremely talented and still battling for QB2. So we'll see how that'll go as it continues on. What else we got? Eric T, 1015. I see reports that Durham was taking second reps behind Jones. What are your thoughts about that? I think all three of them are going to play football. Like I think Barry, Jones, Durham, all three are going to play. They're all three different. They're all three going to do different things. I think the biggest difference between them right now is Jones and Durham's ability to pass protect. That is where Harlan Berry kind of falls behind. He's not as skilled in that arena as them.
He shouldn't be asked to pass protect.
And he shouldn't have to do it.
Like
But you see how important it is for Kiffin. Like they want their back. Like that's what made QB1 Lacey a godsend because he was a home run hitter, he was consistent, and he was great in pass protection for him last year. That's why he's the best running back in the country. I think they depend on Jones and Durham a little more in those arenas, and they should. It's like Trades. Don't make Trades inline block. Let him catch footballs. Harlan Berry doesn't need to be just going straight up with the linebacker in the backfield. Instead, split him out wide, put him out on top, let him be an athlete. And I think that's kind of why you've seen maybe a shift as much, because they're going to be more creative in how they use Harlem because of those things.
Because at some point, and look, like that's a future problem for Harlem Berry. This is not a college problem for Harlem Berry. Let him go be the best athlete on the field while he's in college, because the NFL, the margins are so slim. That's when you have to learn how to pass protect to be able to get on the field. Like, you really should, like, people should be looking at him as if he is Reggie Bush.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if it even matters at the pass protections. Like,
no, he shouldn't be put in that spot.
He is, like, he's not Reggie Bush, but he's in that conversation of, like, this is your most talented back. He can move left to right better than almost anybody in the country. It really shouldn't matter if he can pass protect or not.
Like I'm saying, he should, and that's where I think we're all are going to learn something this year, because we've been absolutely, like, thrown to the wolves in terms of like actual scheme. And it's like, well, if he can't put him back there, he can't pass protect. It's like, well, then don't put him back there to do that. That's on you. Like, like, Harlem Berry is going to play such a role, because we talked about like tempo and how they're wanting to run this offense with Lane Kiffin, and they don't want to substitute if you're going fast. That just means that you're going to put Harlem Berry out wide, and then you're going to have two running backs on the field at the same time. And I think you could put Caden Durham in that same conversation that you can put Cooley in. You can think that he's the fourth string running back. It's like, brother, he kind of already gets what is going on here. This is his third year in college football. And while the offense is changing, it's an easier system to understand, because it's not throwing shit at the wall. It's an actual system. Mm-hmm. And so, like, yes, he can pass protect. Yes, can be a home run hitter, and you also want to get him healthy. But I don't think there was ever any world in which Caden Durham wasn't going to see the football field. And, like, is Dylan Jones exciting? Absolutely. You have a role for all of these guys. But your stars are your stars. And Caden Durham, Harlem Berry, and if you want to see Dylan Jones take that step, that is contingent on what the staff sees, because they went out and got him. And that will be interesting to see. But I'm perfectly fine with the two you already have. But it is exciting to add somebody that maybe can be that three-down back, that you don't have to maybe rely on somebody else to do something they haven't really done before. Yeah. And so I think LSU's in a great spot.
No, for sure. Like, I think you go get Dylan Jones for a reason, and I think they've talked about him as much as they have for a reason. Like, it's not an accident when a coach brings up a player. Like, when a coach brings up a player at a press conference, there's always a reason. It's whether they're talking directly to them or they're not bringing players up on accident. They talk about Dylan Jones a lot. And so I think all three of those guys are going to play a lot of football for LSU. They're all going to be in different roles, and they're all going to be important. And that's where it falls on coaching. Like, and that's where my confidence is it falls on how are Lane and Kevin Smith and Charles West Jr., how are they going to use these guys? I have the utmost confidence in their ability to put them in spots that are successful for them and for LSU. And so it'll be interesting to see as they continue on. I'm excited, man. It was cool to get out there. I'm excited, Chrissy, for you to get out there tonight. LC, for you to get out there soon so we can all witness and watch, and then sit back and just see. I don't think we're going to see many different things at practice this year, because the majority of them are all the same individual periods. But it is exciting that we're going to get to hear from the coordinators at some point with Charlie Weiss and Blake Baker. We're going to get to see, like practice tonight. It's an evening practice, so it's just the vibes might be a little different. Who knows? I know Chrissy was excited some of the music changed. I'm excited to see what they play for him tonight. And so just all of those situations.
God, I hope they go back to the yoga playlist.
Just for me?
Yeah.
No. And honestly, I'm not surprised. Like, spring camp, relaxing. I don't know about relaxing, but not as tense. So you go to a young boy to get the boys fired up. In fall camp, I love it.
I am.
Christian, go ahead, Lloyd.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, look, I've had, like, one time in my life, this is, harkening back to the old days, but whenever we made the quarterfinals and the playoffs, we started practicing at night to get ready for, because it was Thanksgiving break, you were late into the year, and, good move by the coach. This is what it feels like. This is what postseason football feels like when you're actually a contender. And it did put a little fucking juice in you where, it didn't feel like practice. it felt like we were getting like ready for something actually fun, as opposed to 3:30 in the afternoon. Let's go lick the anthill. It was like, oh shit, we're gonna go practice on the game field, like kind of run around a little bit. Like
and
we already
brisk.
know. We already know what we're doing. Like we're good, and this is something that I think does insert some life instead of. You think Lane Kiffin? That brother lived in California for a good portion of his life. You don't think he's walking around going, it's 110 degrees.
FAU and freaking Boca Raton.
Yeah, this, he doesn't want this pressure in terms of the weather.
And so, and that's another piece. Like everything they do is so methodical. Like listening to him talk about like the way they practice and the soft tissue stuff and all those things. Like they've got a plan, man. And that all plays into the serious, real program stuff that I was talking about. Like it is all, it's run the way it's supposed to be.
No pitch counts.
No pitch. Yeah, and we do have the Lane Kiffin quote of like why he practiced the way he does. If you want me to go ahead and run that, because I do think it was interesting.
Yeah, by the time you get to week 2, you'll be in normal practices. This is just really a condensed version of practice and shortened down. And 2 things. One, so you have less soft tissue injuries early in camp because those happen and they linger and then we fall behind and it's usually receivers, DBs, and then we can't practice the way we want to. And the quarterbacks, diamonds can be off. So part of it's that. Part of it's looking at last year. I think that, we were as healthy as any team going into the playoffs, if not healthier than anybody. And I think a big part of that was because our change of practicing less and less with potentially an extended season, and learning from the past of wearing teams being worn down at the end of the year. Then also there's been so much OTA work also that I feel like, you can take some reps off right now, not because we're going easy on them, just for the wear and tear and for the less injury part of it, knowing that they've had so much build up to this.
It's a real program. It's like they've got reasons, they've got strategies. They're not just telling you. It's not just coach speak. It's not just. It's real. Like he's not having to. Everything's got a reason behind it, a point behind it, and it's all big picture stuff because you're a big picture program. You're worried about winning national championships. That's why you go to LSU. That's why he's here. And so it's exciting, man.
That's
really
also
is.
it still cracks me up. That he's like, I have to fix all of this. Like, what are y'all doing? Because LSU has won.
Run by a child.
Children. LSU has won despite itself. Like that's the funniest thing about the program. Whenever even the SEC puts out 3 different coaches, 3 national championships, like that's not because the coaches were good. That is because the program was good. It's like this place, anybody can win here. Is basically what they were telling me. Is like, oh, look at the place, not the people, and look. I'm no longer disparaging Ed O. He was given a all-time job, did an all-time job, and did exactly what everybody would do. That's from the state. Said, thank you, I am retiring. And if you want to keep paying me to do that, excellent. But I did the one thing that I never thought I would do in my entire life. I got to coach the LSU Tigers and have the best team of all time. I'm not really, what's more than that? Like, what more do you want me to do? I can't do it multiple times. I'm not cut from that cloth. This is the perfect meal. I will have it, and I will sit back and relax and watch the farm. But
did you say sit back and relax?
Who's gonna do that? You?
Mm-hmm.
Is anybody out on the beach? You see any
like people?
Any what?
There's plenty of people
That's
out there.
That's a crowded ass beach.
Yeah, when did they start getting out there?
They've been out there all day.
It's early.
It's not too early.
That's not a crowded beach. That's perfect.
How's the ass looking?
Oh, nice.
Nice, Chrissy.
Seriously.
I've been up here doing the Tingle.
Yeah, I know you're still looking though.
I've been working. Okay?
I love the different angles.
What's up, Dad?
Why don't you ask?
What's up, Dad McAfee?
Yeah, nice.
What do you got? He went back inside.
Why don't you? I was going to say, Chrissy had one question. I was going to say, Chrissy had a question for him.
Yeah, well, Chrissy, so I have a question for you. What are you excited to look at practice tonight?
Who's behind you? What's happening?
I'm excited to see Sam Leavitt in person.
It's my father.
Oh, nice.
It's Casey.
This is Casey.
Hey, Casey, how's the ass out there?
Yeah. Jeez Louise.
No, I know you.
Sorry, Meemaw. His mom's watching. Sorry, Meemaw.
Oh, that was Christian that said that.
I didn't say that. That was
Continue,
Lloyd
Chrissy.
that said that.
He
Sam
forgot.
Leavitt in person.
Oh.
The D line for sure. Honestly,
You
like I just hope
you said
I hope I see something competition related, like a one-on-one or something, like something that.
No, you
I don't want to
won't.
see the walkthroughs, dude. I don't want to see the.
Well, buddy, I'm sorry to break it to you. It's periods 2, 3, and 4. That's it. Called individual drills, my
like
friend.
I don't want to. Like I want to see. I want to see.
You're
Jace
spoiled.
Thomas best on best versus Jackson Harris.
Yeah, you're spoiled.
Yeah, damn right.
That's right. Dude, could you
That's
imagine
right.
Chrissy covering the program when the big cat was around?
Oh!
He's pushing! He's pushing!
Get it.
Let me in there.
You know, sir, do you know you're part of the media? You're not supposed to be chest bumping the players post big
Dude,
cat.
I would just love to break it, like, post-practice, like, break it down, like, yeah, you had Leonard Fournette versus Jamal Adams out there.
Give
Let
me
me
Fournette!
fucking tell you. Yeah, that would be
Give
fun.
me Jamal!
Damn! Shit!
I was playing y'all too good. Y'all don't hit each other.
Yeah, no. Yeah, y'all are too good. No big cat drill for the All-Americans on each side of the football.
Well,
please.
guess what? He did it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sure did. That is true.
I would, look,
That is true.
that's why I kind of like less, like, I would do that if I was the head coach. Like, I want to see this. Like, I have to see this. All right, let's go. And what an energy play. Like, I'd imagine practice could not have been higher energy.
No, it was at
Than
the end
that.
of a 3-hour practice
I
that they had
know.
already done that day.
Yeah, and they were still hyped for, like, they were getting
Thanks,
after
man.
it.
Give me Southern Regional Medical Center! Boom! That's Casey. Was that vodka?
Also, regional keeping me hydrated.
Vodka? Cold?
Nope.
It won't
Oh,
freeze.
Lloyd, I do have a story for you from yesterday.
Oh,
you
give
would
me.
be so proud.
Okay.
So we stop at the Bussies on our way here at the old Buc-ee's there in Alabama, and so we're all we got plenty of stuff. Like we all got chopped brisket sandwiches, the whole thing, and so there's
Brisket on the
so much
board!
stuff. Charles said to keep it down. So we all go up there with a bunch of, I don't know why I'm whispering. I'm in Florida. We all have a bunch of stuff. We go up to the counter, and so there's plenty of stuff up there that the guy starts scanning, and he's like talking to my dad while he's scanning it. And as he's doing that, like my dad, like he's talking to him, my dad like puts his pecans and his apple pie down, and the guy just grabs them, doesn't scan them, and just puts them in the bag. And so my dad then goes like, "Oh, I don't think you scanned these couple of things." We walk out, and I look at my dad, and I was like, "You know, you got your pecans and apple pie for free, right?" He was like, "Huh?" I was like, "He didn't scan them. You put them with the stuff he had already scanned, and he just grabbed it all and put it in the bag." And he was like, I said, "Lloyd would be so proud."
Oh, that's a veteran move.
Good little free 99 deal at the Buc-ee's.
I'm telling you, look, there's no difference between stealing on accident or stealing on purpose. We all end up in the same place, but that place is ripe for the picking. You can do it just
But
like that.
I waited to tell him because when I was a kid, we're at Lowe's one time, and my father we're going through the checkout line, and he grabs a Snickers to have one, and like muscle memory just puts it in his pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't know why. And we walk outside, and Dad's like, "Grab my Snickers out that bag." So I go in the bag, and I was like, "Dad, there's no Snickers in here." And he's like, "I mean, I got the Snickers." I was like, "There's no Snickers on this receipt." And then he goes, "Oh, it's in my pocket," walks back inside and pays for it.
What a good
And so
guy.
I was like, "I'm not letting this happen today."
What a
Like
good
yesterday.
human
I was
being.
like, we walk out of Buc-ee's, and I was like, we get in the car, and once you pull out of your parking spot at Buc-ee's, you're done. There's nothing else happening because there's too many people. And
that's part
why I was like,
that's part of the problem and
enjoy
the
those-
solution.
Do you
enjoy
think?
those free pecans?
Do
Did
you?
he eat them?
Of course, he enjoyed the pecans and the apple pie.
I think because
But
you
it's
were.
better.
How old
The
were you
$5
whenever?
discount.
How old were you whenever you did the Home Depot thing? Were you young? Because if you were young, he tried.
He's trying to set an example.
Yeah, okay, I see what he was doing. All right.
He's trying to set an example.
The new thing, obviously it's not that new, but self-checkout. Oh my gosh. I unintentionally steal on self-checkout so often. Like,
What do you mean?
I'll be checking out all my groceries, right? And everything I put in the bags, I check out and I buy. Well, probably like once a month, once every
Times are tough.
3 weeks, I'll accidentally not scan my energy drinks, the big box of energy drinks, because I'm not bagging that up, and I'll just walk out with it, and I'll get to my car, I'm like, I did not fucking scan this.
Oh, man, whenever.
And I obviously can't go back in.
No, you can't be like, hey, can you throw me that gun?
Like, I actually stole
me-
this shit.
Yeah. Oh, dude, whenever look, this is a litany of crimes. First of all, Sean, all-time story, whenever he was a child, and Sean is borderline socially autistic, and this has not changed until he started drinking, and then he became like normal in some aspects of like being able to associate with people. But as a child, we were like definitely spectrum, and he stole a keychain. Do you remember like the wooden keychains that would like have your name like carved into them, and it looked like, oh, this is sick. He was probably 7 or 8 years old, and his name is spelled S-E-A-N. We go to the Shell station right next to our house. He sees one spelled S-H-A-W-N and said, close enough. And steals it and, like, clearly has it in his pocket, leaves, gets into the car with my dad. And my dad is like, you don't have money. Why do you have, like, where'd you get that? And it's right in the window of all of these names. And it's like, you stole that, didn't you? And he's like, no. He's like, well, then how'd you pay for it? He's like, you don't have money. He's like, you have to go back in there and apologize. Give it back to him. And this thing, I'm telling you, it ruined him for probably a good 10 to 12 years until he found, like, bourbon. Because he's just, like, so embarrassed that he had to go back there and admit to being a thief. And that you talk about, like, a parenting moment. That's what my dad's like. And he thought it was hilarious. Like, you go back in there and tell him. And I was like, we should have
That's the funny thing is knowing Tim now, I'm hearing this story. Like, anticipating, like, knowing your dad really doesn't care.
Like, he stole one, too.
No, he did that for his own entertainment.
But he did it for his own entertainment, which is awesome.
And emotionally stunted his child.
And the thing was spelled wrong, too.
Yeah, well, that's if it was spelled correctly. Yeah, that's why Sean's a gem.
Did you see Sean's comment on our Twitter yesterday?
I'm surprised he spelled everything right.
it was hilarious. He was like, what did he say? Oh, I gotta read it because it cracked me up. He said, the pain from last year is slowly going away. I said, yes, Sean, heal.
Heal. He is, I forgot about, because LSU football has been so, like, not worthy of talking about, that he is so excited, and I forgot how quickly, like, he sent me probably every LSU post that can be posted. And I was like, I forgot he does this. And, like, I don't have the time or the, like, mental capacity to respond to everything. But, like, what you said, like, you could get him every now and again, like, heal. Just please. Like a dog.
Like, get better.
Yeah. Or watch the show.
KJ Curveball, $10 super chat, 10 claps. Ready. Have you ever lived, if you've not gone into a Walgreens, Food Lion, Walmart, stole a bottle of liquor and just walked out? The adrenaline rush in college when you hit under 20 yards to the door.
Fuck yeah,
when you hit under 20 yards to the door.
It's
I haven't,
such a
but
rush.
I'm sure the adrenaline rush is crazy.
So we used to, for the tailgate, we would go to Walmart, and we would load up the shopping cart, and the bottom of it, like, you know, where you can, like, when you're a kid, that's where you sit, like, and you pretend like you're driving a race car, and you can put stuff under there. We would put all of the, like, beer, liquor down there and just hope they didn't ask to see it. And be like, if they ask, we'll give it to them. If they don't, all is fair in love and war. Like, we're getting away with buying the booze for everybody. And so we would do that every time. And I guarantee you, like, 8 out of 10 times, if they don't see the bottom of your shopping cart, they're not going to ask about it. And so that was like, this is awesome. And this is in college, so it's okay. Like, statute of limitations. If I had money, I would pay. We didn't. And so this is what we did. And I learned, this is a trick that has been passed down from generation to generation. This is my brother's friends that did it. Sean, clearly still a thief, does it, and then I have become a petty criminal myself, only for exactly what Cajun Curveball is talking about. That rush of like, oh man, it's like it literally is Ocean's 11th. Like when you get to the door, it's like maybe they didn't notice.
The big thing. I don't want to out this strategy, but there's a certain store in Mandeville where in high school you would go in with the sweatshirt on, and because the liquor was so close to the door, it made it very easy. You just go grab a wine bottle and walk on out, and Lord of mercy, I think that like 99% success rate.
If you just act like
You were stealing wine?
Yeah, like whenever I was asked to.
By whom?
People that would pay. Like, because I didn't drink wine in high school. It wasn't for me ever.
Yeah, but say, who's drinking wine in high school?
People would. And, dude, anything to make you feel a certain type of way, man. So,
I guess that's
this
true.
is boonsfarm.com.
like, this is, like, no one actually preferred wine. It was just right next to the door.
It's just easy. Okay, easy access.
That was
Right.
probably one of the first things I had was Boone's Farm.
Wine?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't even, I don't know anything about wine. They're like,
Boone's
just go
Farm's
grab,
not wine.
just go
It's
grab the
basically
easiest
liquor.
one. I'd be like,
It's
all
like,
right.
yeah, it's like cheap rubbing alcohol, but it worked.
Sounds
That's all
like the
that
scene
matters.
from
Just do the
That
job.
Animal House.
and smoking half cigarettes that they were put out on the concrete. Well, just like, and that's what Rita Tingle says in the chat. Exactly what Noah was taught.
Exactly. Dad going back into Lowe's pay for that Snickers. That's what Meemaw taught him. There you go. Shout out. But
See, Cajun
Man,
knows
I
how to
tell you
steal.
what.
You act like you own the place. It really
Yeah.
is. You just walk around with confidence and be like, actually, I'll work here.
Yeah. I'm surprised, like,
This
this
is-
place didn't catch on to how many kids would walk in per day, like, with sweatshirts on. It was like every kid had a sweatshirt on.
Oh, you put it in the little.
This was like a
pocket?
no, like, we ran through their shit. It was like, how have y'all not? Like, I guess no one comes to get wine here because y'all have no idea.
No, the inventory is quite low.
Yeah, like, it's,
The fucking Mandy Cub
Something's-
kids are stealing.
something's happening here
It can't be
in the
the-
Mandy Cove.
and it was specifically in football season. Like, it was like, okay, like, you go to the football game, you know kids are
You would
there
think
with
you
wine.
could put the puzzle pieces together, right? Like during football season, we have a lot more high schoolers coming through this place, and we have a lot less wine.
Yeah.
Please put the pieces together. The high schoolers are
Surely
taking
the high
wine.
school kids aren't drinking wine.
We're running very low on Pinot Noir.
I was about to say they have a penchant for Pinot.
Donde está our Pinot Grigio? They're taking all of our wine.
The best is whenever kids, like, because I went to a Catholic school. Whenever you'd have school
Oh, that's
mass,
where the wine comes in.
and they would,
You're still,
you know,
still
you-
in the blood.
they had the option to have the blood with the Eucharist.
With
And
the
so
body.
the kids that weren't Catholic were like, well, I know it tastes like wine. So they would get up there, they'd go get their Eucharist, go to the right or go to the left, get their blood, and they would chug the chalice of blood, and it was like you can't really do, and they'd get in trouble. Like, you'd get in trouble for that. It's like, you can't really do that. They're like, well, it tastes like wine. And you're like, okay, but you don't actually like wine. Why are you? And so for the rest of communion, the first kid that would go up would drink the blood, and then no one else would have blood to drink.
He would drink the whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
They'd chug it.
Yeah.
It was like.
That's LC.
And it was really funny because you could see the kid like, okay, clearly this is a very long sip. Like,
That's
he's really drinking
so
it.
funny.
That's unbelievable.
Yep.
That's now nobody.
Wait,
Nobody can get it.
Nobody else. Everybody else go sit back down.
well, also, it's like if you do it, certainly, like, there was no age. Like, what do you get? What is it, confirmed?
7 years old.
Yeah, so, like, you tell a 7-year-old, like, that's not how you do it. And it's like, dude, you can get away with that for up until probably 16. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh, I always thought I'd just drink the whole thing.
God, that is crazy.
Oh,
I'll tell you what.
your son's the alcoholic, the 8-year-old?
Tell you what, boys,
This is
it's
how
good to
mommy
know.
does it at
He chugs
home.
a chalice every single time.
Yeah, this is how mommy drinks it.
Yeah, this is mommy's Jesus juice.
Mommy usually has the bottle.
Yeah, the big one.
But it was fun doing this, boys. It was good to see y'all.
This was fun.
Honestly-
Unbelievable story about big wine community.
Yeah.
Big.
You'd be
Shout out
surprised.
Mandy Gov. Shout out Mandy Gov.
I was-
Big Wine. St. Paul's Big Wine High School.
Yeah, Mandeville too. More so Mandeville, but
Okay.
The grapes are the grapes of wrath.
Something. I don't
There
even
you
know.
go.
I guess it is grape that makes wine, huh? What makes Pinot Noir? Is that grape?
Oh, great. But let's do the LSU trivia. Can you think we can pull that off from
we can do
across
that.
the state lines here?
I was surprised at how well this went. Because usually, you like to interrupt. You kind of make eye contact. Like I got to take. Like we're on Zoom here, no eye contact. It worked nicely actually.
Yeah, I thought we did pretty good. Huh,
Very
Chrissy?
happy with our performance
I
here.
think this is the.
There you go. I got you.
Turn that camera around and point it towards the sand. I'm trying to see something. Come on. Do the thing.
Do the thing.
I'm trying to see something.
Here we go.
Get
Looks
that-
like it's getting a little busy out there.
Oh, look at
Where's
the-
that boardwalk at? There we go.
Look at the pissers.
Oh, look down. I see him walking. How's it look?
Elite.
No, you can see better than me. How's it look?
Are they? Yeah, he wants to know if is it cheeks out?
Chrissy, just pull up.
I mean, after practice, I might.
Night
Hop in that
practice.
Civic, man.
Bet.
How far is the drive?
5 hours?
About 5 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only an hour and a half to fly to Tampa.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I was thinking about that the entire time in the car.
5 hours is
I was
a
like,
long
man, I got to
drive,
a
too.
way nicer part of Florida way faster.
Navarre's nice. I haven't heard that name in
It is nice.
forever.
Oh, we got some gentlemen throwing the baseball out here.
Oh, that's
I-
fun.
I typed in Navarre.
That's what. Here, I'll show you all his throw motion here.
Let's say it's judge it.
He's about to get scouted. He's got no idea.
Where was
Oh, I
zoom
can
in?
barely see him.
Zoom
Close
in.
it
Can you
down.
zoom in a little bit?
I'm about to zoom in here.
Oh, wow. That's
That's
really good,
incredible.
actually.
Cut.
Okay, I mean, he's a little kid, huh? That's not a dude, right? That was a little kid throwing
There's a
motion.
little father. It's a little fathers on here. Oh, we got him right at the end here.
Oh, we got a lefty. Oh, are they worn out?
Let me see. I'm trying to see something.
Yeah.
That's no fun.
I'm trying to see something. Oh.
That was a 5-star recruit, one of the most
Ryan
decorated Tigers in LSU history.
He wasn't the most decorated Tigers in LSU history. He should have been.
Should be.
been. He is right now, as we are 7-0 in his redshirt freshman year. He's got the gold.
One of the most decorated Tigers in LSU history. So you would assume has a national championship.
This would be one of the most decorated. My first guess is Glenn Dorsey.
I think that's a good guess. Okay, this narrows it down.
Yeah. 2-1 Glenn. Ben Wilkerson. That was
LC.
Let's go. My first name is also known as a Big British
Look how
Cock.
you do it.
Oh, clock.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Hell yeah. 2-shot. Double tap.
Today's
W.
your day.
I almost went Ben Wilkerson first.
You could. I mean, it's right up there with our Max Johnson day.
Yeah, we'll get it one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
Haunt me forever.
We haven't one-shotted this thing yet. But Ben Wilkerson, all-time, like Mr. Fun talked about that recruiting class, true freshman starting center, Ben Wilkerson.
Yep.
Everybody was a freshman. It's like, oh, they're all better than anything we've ever seen before.
They're all really good at football. It's kind of like this defensive line class LSU has.
Yeah, that's kind of like LaRon Landry. You're just playing.
Are you? Can I see your birth
I
certificate,
didn't know what a
please?
freshman was, but I was 11. I was like,
And
it
pee in
doesn't-
a cup for me.
and they're all going to stay for 4 years. Yeah.
LaRon Landry.
Strength
Come
and
on.
conditioning. I still don't understand. I don't think he did it. Some people are just built different.
Tell you what, that's different.
I've never seen somebody so unabashedly use steroids. Like I
Well,
have to.
his biceps had biceps.
He was just addicted to steroids.
He just wanted to see how big he could possibly get.
He like.
And he got real close.
Could you imagine if they had compound V?
Oh my gosh.
whatever. Laurent is a legend.
Legend,
He
absolute
was
legend.
natty at LSU.
Laurent Landry days. Yeah, shout out. Andrew was in 30 days away.
30-30.
30. Who else is a 30? Perk did wear 30 for like one picture, and then he went to 10, and then he went to 40. Oh, welcome back, Dad.
Is there a
You say hey
kicker?
to, you want to say hey to Meemaw?
Oh.
I told you. Oh, you're a little sweaty. I told your story about Bucky's yesterday. Lloyd's proud of you.
Thief.
Yes, that's my goal in life.
That is your goal in life.
There's an APB out for you.
I guess we missed this, but it was Zach York days away from football.
Was today Dax Dothy?
I know Lloyd would like that.
Didn't Bregman wear 30 at one point?
Yes,
Freshman Bregs?
I think so.
Who else wore 30? Drew Alamon, the kicker.
That's what
Bama.
I couldn't get
Freaking
him out
winner.
of my mind. It was Drew Alamon was the one I was thinking of.
I met him. He did the award ceremony for Max's upward flag football when he was like 5. They came and had Drew Alamon take pictures with him. It was in 2011. It was right. It was the year after the freaking kick against Bama.
Tyler LaFauci, doctor.
There you go.
Did Greg Penn wear 30?
He did.
Yeah, Greg Penn.
Xavier Atkins wore 30. Debo.
Hurts.
Yeah.
30, good number.
Who's in 30? Who's
Maybe
in 30 this
maybe
year?
Cajun Curveball wants to retire that one too.
I believe Malachi Lane wore 30 as well.
He did. Nice.
Yep, bang,
He
let's
did.
go.
No, I went up to Drew Alamon as like a 10-year-old and was like, I literally told him, I said, thank you. Thank you for making your kick.
Oh, and hit him with the silencer? That game. I mean, could you imagine the
God,
pressure?
that game.
Like,
What's that again?
Could you imagine that pressure?
Oh my God.
Even for a
dude.
20-yarder, like, I've done this my entire life. Like, now it just feels like
this
I've
is
never.
literally the biggest one ever.
I feel like I've never done this before. Please go in. Don't get blocked.
Dude,
Snap, hold,
money.
kick, money.
I went nuts after that kick went in, bro. Like it's up there. One of the greatest moments of my life was watching that kick go through the uprights. Because that was like my first real season of like true fandom. And it's like you get to the Alabama game and it's like, this is the one. I mean, this is number 1 versus number 2. This is the game of the century. And then bang,
Do you
won it.
Do you think anybody wanted Michael Ford to score more than Drew Alamon? Like, please.
Oh my, Michael Ford's number 1 fan, Drew Alamon. Get in the end zone, please, 42.
Yeah, like, oh, you're telling me you didn't. Oh God, it's gonna be me, isn't it? Like, Les is gonna run this 2 times up the middle. Kneel it. Which side do you
once
want
the
it
touchdown's
on?
not scored, now it's officially on you, 30.
Like, there is no chance they're trying to score a touchdown.
No.
Oh,
We tried the one time.
a little
Didn't
option.
work. It was a great play call.
I can't believe he stepped out. But Drew
He
Alamon
didn't
now
step
happy
out.
he did because legend.
Yes, yeah, because now he is a legend forever. One
They
of my
would've-
favorite players of all time because of that.
He still would have led the team in points, assuming he makes the extra point because he kicked 2 field goals. That was, dude, being there for that was insane. Like, talk about,
I
like,
can
because you
only
couldn't.
imagine, dude.
And this is something we might have to take to Ole Miss because that's the most hostile environment I've been in. But it wasn't like Ole Miss is going to be. There was no hate. It was just like this is about to be. It was just tense because everybody
Yeah.
knew what was on the line, and it was like a very one of those after it would end. Like, all right, let's get out of here. Actually, we didn't. They all left. They skedaddled. And so
Yeah.
LSU kind of got the late night takeover of like hanging out, singing the alma mater. And Alabama was like, they weren't quite used to the trappings of success maybe at that point. Because after that,
They
it went
weren't,
on for
they weren't there yet.
No, they were on the precipice.
That was the start.
Yeah, and they still were spoiled and left early and all that. But I get it. Like, I would leave right after if that happened to me.
Oh, 100%.
Like, I'm
Without
going,
doubt.
hey, let's hit the fucking gate, brother. I'm out.
I'm out.
I'm either doing that or I'm staying for an hour.
Yeah, I'll sleep here tonight.
I'll just sit in my chair.
Yeah.
I have taken many losses and then just be like, I'm not going yet. What's there to go to? Because you're just gonna have to go talk about it.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the
Sean and I have sat in those seats and just looked, and that's when you go both feet over the seat in front of you when nobody's there. You're just like,
Yep.
what happened? Remember the third quarter was so good?
Dude, remember that moment we had, like the game was ours?
Uh-huh.
We had a real chance
I
at
did
that,
not
at that point.
see this coming.
Halftime of Texas A&M last year.
That still never
Like,
felt.
okay, we're you know.
How are we in
okay,
How are
okay.
we winning? We suck, right? Yeah.
Yeah, how about 3-and-out, punt return, 3-and-out, touchdown? Or no. It was 3-and-out, touchdown, 3-and-out, punt return. Yep, game over. Get it going.
It happened. So that was quick. Let's see, 9-21 LSU baseball team still good, Lloyd. Cajun curveball, $2 super chat ready. 2 claps now.
You say it backwards every
I
time.
know.
2 claps ready
look,
now.
You don't have the 2020 this year. What is it? 2027 baseball or 2026? What year?
27.
You don't have the 27 team without the 26 team Cajun curveball. You think
It's
Logan?
all part of the puzzle here. Shout out to Busty, huh, Chrissy?
Wait, what's he
It's all
saying?
part of the puzzle.
Mm.
It's all part of the puzzle. Shout out to Busty.
Yeah, shout out his puzzle board. He's probably watching this. We got to get rid of that,
I love
Busty. We
it.
got to get rid of that fucking puzzle board.
How many pieces?
He bought 3 puzzles, still haven't come out the box, and he bought a mat for the puzzle, like that he puts on the table. It's like,
Oh, is this for him and his?
no, it's because he was alone for a week and a half. He couldn't just sit there like a normal human being. He had to buy puzzles and a puzzle mat. Look up what a puzzle mat is, because I didn't know what it was.
It's
But
just got
it's
like it's the size of like a 500-piece one, of
Yeah.
a 1,000-piece one, of a 1,500-piece one. So like you know where the corners are, you know, like you know where the edges are.
Yeah, like I guess we need that.
No,
I'm sure it helps.
Yeah, I mean,
But
it's just
I appreciate
yoga mat.
everybody hanging out with us.
Oh, does it have like the outlines
Appreciate
on it?
yeah, it has like the outline. Yeah,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I was like, what are we doing, man?
Yeah, we're not puzzle people.
I didn't tell him this. I mean, I'm sure he's watching and he needs to hear this now, but
Love you, Busty.
we gotta
Love you, Busty.
throw it away. Yeah,
But like play like read a book or play a video game or
something
pick a
good.
show.
Yeah,
Fortnite.
break the Xbox back out. That's always a great thing to do in your home.
Come on, rebuild the Pelicans.
Yeah, there you go.
CFB 27.
Yeah, rebuild
easy.
LSU, or tank LSU and then rebuild them, or that's already been done. So I don't know.
Make
Do
Brian-
something.
Yeah, make Brian Kelly your head coach and see how many times you can get fired.
Make a creative team and name them something very inappropriate that you like to do.
In your hand.
Okay.
All right, but no, we love Busty. No,
Appreciate you guys hanging out with us here on this day. And Lloyd, Christian, thank y'all for getting in the studio, getting this thing fired up, and making it happen.
yes, it was fun.
It always is. That's the whole point. That's why we do it.
Thank you so much.
But, I'm gonna try to go get a tan.
Yeah, you and your dad both have a little tit dirt going on, a little tit sweat.
Yeah, I got a little bit of sweat going on over here.
What's the temperature?
I don't know. Let's see. It's a beautiful day out. Let's see.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
read you
beach
the
day.
temperature as I show you the beach again. Let's see. The temperature for today here in Navarre, as it's loading up, about 85 degrees right now. High of 86, low of 80. My UV is at a 4, so not good. Not good for the tan today. With some
Nah,
bad
you'll burn
UV.
anyway. The UV's a fucking myth.
Yeah, don't put
Nice.
sunscreen on either. That's not a myth. It's bad for you.
I never wear sunscreen. I told y'all my plan. My plan is to go out there and I'm just trying to burn. Like I just want to get
a burn.
as red as possible. And so then for
That's also
Clemson,
not
I'll
good
be
for you.
a nice tan. You know.
I mean, yeah. Turn it up, Michelle. I want to burn.
You're not gonna have a tan by the time Clemson rolls around.
If he gets
If I burn as bad as I plan,
Your
on,
skin's just
I
gonna
will.
peel off.
No, it won't. Not if you take care
You
of
got to
burn.
go the day before, son.
Christian, buddy, you don't know this.
I
okay?
do know this.
You don't
I
know
do
nothing
this.
about this. You're
I am
young.
this.
Okay, you're young. You're
I am
naive.
this.
Look at your eye.
What are you, dude? You're so him.
No, you're him.
There you go.
Dude, him. Be quiet.
Oh, okay, thanks, him. Maybe I will.
Can you show me the
have no
beach
fear.
one more?
Lloyd and
Show-
Christian Youngboy have the studio running. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yo,
Mhm.
It was funny.
Yeah, they do. Have no fear.
I showed up to the studio, and I thought Lloyd would be a little bit earlier than me today because we got to get Zoom set up, all that stuff. And I was like, well, am I sure the show's at 8? Because I didn't hear anything that was different, but I also didn't hear anything. So maybe there's an understanding that the show might have been at 9:30 today or something. And I called no. I'm like, yeah, so is the show happening? He goes, yep. I'm like, so is it starting at 8? He goes, yep. I'm like, is Lloyd doing it for the studio? He's like, yep. It's like 8:05, and I was like, well, Lloyd's not here. So I had to walk in, and then I set up the stream, so.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Christian.
Made it happen.
Look, he doesn't understand that everything is a test. Let's see if you can do it. Last time we tested him.
See if this is a serious program.
Last time we tested him, all I heard was.
Dude.
Look at me. I set up the stream today, so we're all good.
No, I mean, I set up the stream, technically.
Yeah, well, you didn't turn the computer on that powers this whole thing.
That's true.
He didn't even know
That's
the password,
true.
and it's written right here.
I did not know the password, and I didn't feel like looking for it.
Yeah, he didn't do anything.
I clicked the
I
button.
mean,
And neither one of the cameras were on.
Yeah, I did forget about those, I guess.
He didn't do anything.
you felt like you completely, utterly failed.
Yeah.
I just kind of was like, all right, I'm just going to go
And
sit my little ass down and just let Lloyd do
The
it.
funny thing is whenever I walked in, he's, "Oh, I got everything set up for you."
Yeah, I did tell him I did
To
everything.
do a thing. And like he's gonna lie to me and be like, "You don't think I know that Noah has?" I talked to him at 7:00 this morning.
Yeah, I was just like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, Lloyd, look, I did everything. Clearly I didn't, but.
Like now I got you on 2 cameras.
I know, this is funny. Good thing Wyatt's not here to have 2 angles on him, because Lord knows what we'd see with that.
2 more chins.
No,
Dude,
Wyatt
okay,
actually doesn't
that's
have
me.
the double chin. Like, as big as he is, his face is, like, fine. It's all in that belly. And the titties.
Yeah, I mean, look, don't hate on the reptilians
I hope he's not beating it right now.
to the show.
No, I hope he's not beating the Retta.
Oh,
Not beat. I mean, he probably is beating it right now.
Turn his mic off. What an idiot. But appreciate all of you hanging out with us here on this this Thursday morning, and we will be back tomorrow morning. We'll do this again, huh, guys?
do it again.
I got a practice report to do, fellas.
Yeah, and Wyatt should be back in
tonight.
town. Should be back in studio tomorrow morning.
Oh hell yeah!
So,
Shout out
well, all right, boys.
full crew. Shout out Benjamin Wilkerson.
Shout out you guys. Shout out LC getting it fired up for today.
That's right. We'll do it again around 8:15.
People are gonna look at me and be like, look at Noah, he's doing it from the beach, but really, I couldn't do anything from here if it wasn't for LC's hard work back home. So it's all LC today.
That's what Mikey says when we do a show. He's like, and can't be done if Lloyd didn't drive to the studio. I was like, oh no, it would be nice to just be at home, like you are right now.
It's true.
Throw up that
It
LC,
it would
boy.
be nice for y'all all to just come here and we do the show right here from this balcony.
Navarre, from what I remember, very big shark community.
Interesting. Like fishing?
Really?
No, like from what I remember, I was like as a kid, it was always like there were sharks in the Navarre beach water.
I guess we'll find out.
And then I think the last time I went there, somebody went night swimming and they died.
Okay, I got you.
They had like the helicopter going and all of that. We're like, oh damn, I wonder what's going on out there. It's like probably
like a
somebody-
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were
smoke.
looking for somebody and they didn't find.
There are a lot of people fishing down this pier here.
And there are a lot of pissers.
There's a lot of people fishing.
I have to say, I don't like the
Oh.
people that fish on the beach, like by the surf. Like, I get the pier. The surf, though, it's like, dude, where's your hook? Like, I don't want
Yeah.
to get stuck.
No,
No, I don't
like
like
there
that.
are a good bit of people right there.
Pack this up, man. What are you doing?
That's too many people. That's something
That
I
is.
would
There's still
never
those
do.
people on the pier.
I've never been that close to the pier, to be honest.
Damn, that's a lot of people.
There we go.
Chopped.
Nope.
Screwed.
I don't know. Unzoom. There we go.
Ew. Turn it around.
Hey, Chrissy.
Oh, some
Shazam.
Charles has filmed it at Navarre Beach. See, thank you, Gump. Change up.
There we go. How about that? Go up, change
Ah,
up.
that's what it is, probably.
Probably.
Oh, Rady Jones wants to know if Mac is coming back.
hopefully he'll be in Oxford with us. That's what we're working on right now. Cajun Curveball is wondering about Kinfolk.
Kinfolk is,
He's living his best life.
as far as it burned bright.
He doesn't need Tingle and Co. anymore. He outgrew us,
He did.
and that's okay.
He beat cancer. He
We
doesn't
still
need
love him.
Tingle and Co.
Yeah, he doesn't need us.
I saw him a couple weeks ago. He's fine.
Good. I was happy you saw him. It was good to see
The meat,
signs of life.
the meat stick of truth.
The meat stick of truth. Yeah,
Glad
missed
his
that.
cells are still replicating.
That's right. As long as he's not
The meat stick
reproducing.
of truth was unbelievable.
That was it. It's like a comet.
Uh-huh.
Shooting star is what he was.
That's true.
An anomaly.
He definitely is that. He would. I mean, look, we still need him for the history part of the.
We do.
Trivia.
But for like history and geography, when it pops up, it's like, Kinfolk, where are you?
Where are you?
What are the movies and the TV shows? He would know that really well.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. Too.
He's living his best life.
He's too smart to be wasting that brain of his, but his dad died.
Hey, people
so
people probably say the same thing about us.
we're not wasting it. We're using it. But his dad died and he got cancer, so I think you can just do whatever at that point.
There it is. All right, boys. Well, I appreciate
Yeah.
y'all. All the hard work.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Enjoy the beach.
I will. I'll hopefully be red when I see you guys
Look
about
like that lobster
24 hours
lady.
from now. Yeah,
Look at PETA.
exactly like her.
Yeah. Same underwears.
All right, come back with a girlfriend.
Yeah, a nice crustacean. Or crabs.
But appreciate you guys.
Crab's butt.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
They freezing up, got the game glitching. Everyone watching me just to see how the game shifted. Here, hold my beer. You can take a sip. Say the block is hot. Watch